Yo, what's going on, Internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH. To be honest, I'd like to welcome you back to the Gaming Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and we're here to talk gaming, stating episode 98. Now, before we get into the show, allow me to introduce you to my co-host, the first of which just started playing Final Fantasy 14, and I heard his Paladin Wizard is already over level 9,000. Gaming Ethos, say what up to the people.
So first of all, it's a samurai, which is even cooler. But what up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are
dweeb.
Having hey, the game's actually low-key heat. So
yeah, I know you're not playing Valorant because of it, and we'll talk about that later.
Yep.
And my second co-host wouldn't dare be caught on Bing because he prefers Google. UTXJG the Don, say what up to the people.
You damn right. What up, yo? 2 more episodes until episode 100. Man, oh man, where has the time gone?
How do you spell Google?
G-E-W-G-L-U.
You.
Like goo punch. And our guest for today is a Patreon backer. You also see him in the chat all the time, in the Twitch chat of all our streams. He goes by Unrealistic. Say what up to the people. Shout out your social medias, whatever you want to say, man.
What's up, G? My name is Unrealistic Gamer. Follow me on Twitter at call me Senpai. And yeah, let's get it.
Wait, why you call yourself the Unrealistic Gamer?
Cause I be trying to I be saying wild stuff sometimes, have some crazy gameplay stuff that's really unrealistic.
Like gamer words?
Okay, look, he got. No.
Nah.
I was just fucking with you. It's all love. If you want to appear on the next episode, be sure to back us at patreon.com/GI updates. You can also take the show on the go. The podcast is available on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and all of the major podcast outlets. If you're listening on Apple, be sure to rate the show 5 stars. That's the quickest way to help us move up in the algorithm, and it helps us get new listeners. You can download the GI app, available on iOS and Android. It's free. Just search Illuminati on your respective app store. Keep in mind that we spell Illuminati with the word as in naughty or nice. Now, before we get into the show, the freebies for the month of May 2020. On the PS4, you get City Skylines and Farming Simulator 19. And then on the Xbox, you get V-Rally 4, Warhammer 40k Inquisitor, Sensible, World of Soccer, and Overlord 2. And then on PC, for the Epic Game Store, you get Death Coming. And then next week, there's supposed to be some mystery game, so make sure to tune in and see what it's supposed to be. I know what's the name was hyping it on Twitter, so it might be something good.
What's the name?
What's old boy that was the Paragon black dude?
KL?
Yeah.
Oh, Arctic? Oh, yeah,
Arctic, my bad. Yeah, Arctic. That was the Paragon community manager. Yeah, he put out a cryptic tweet. And he was like, look out for what we're giving away next week. So maybe they turn them Paragon servers back on. I don't know.
out of your lifetime.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna lie though, for with the coronavirus going on, these free games this month is kind of weak as hell on both sides for Xbox and PS4. But hey, if you want to be a farmer, build a city, do your thing. All right, let's get into the show. Starting conversation since the last show. We talked about Valorant a little bit on the last one, but the beta had just came out on the last episode, and the only person who was able to actually get access to it was Ethos, because the way that they were doing access to the beta was you had to sit in people's streams and get an RNG drop through the key drops. It was a terrible system in my opinion. But since then, I was able to get access to the Valorant beta as well as JG. And I guess just gonna get some further impressions on it. You got the floor on this one. What are your thoughts on Valorant, Jay?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
You love it more than me. Yeah, you love it more than me.
No, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. I want to hear because JG's like the level-headed one of the group. So you go
that's
first.
why we gotta that's why we gotta let you go first. Not
exactly.
Wow.
This is plan.
Yes,
sir. Let's get it.
All right. Check it out. So there's a few.
Go ahead and bury your grave. Go ahead.
I don't give a fuck about this community. First of all, I don't know if you noticed, not even a lot of people are really talking about this game that much anymore. It kind of, I don't want to say it died, but it definitely evened out. Once everybody kind of got access to it, when everybody got drops for Twitch and more people were able to play it, the hype definitely went all the way the fuck down.
Is it still top of Twitch?
It is, yeah. But it went from having 1 million viewers to 200,000. That's what I'm saying. It evened out. It has a strong community, I would say, but the hype is not there anymore, and I think there's a reason for that. But I like to reiterate, because I feel like this was lost in my Valorant rant video. I don't think it's a bad game. I cannot state that enough. It is not a bad game.
Was lost in transmission with that.
But that being said, I still don't get it. And if anything, my biggest issue with this whole Valorant thing is the way they went about the beta. If they would have gave access to everybody day one, and I didn't like it on day one, I would have just uninstalled it, and then I'd have been like, it's not for me. I was more annoyed at the fact that I sat in streams for like 2 weeks trying to get a key. And when I finally got it, I was like, this is what I waited for. Like, it's just, I don't think it's a good system. It's manufactured hype. The game is CSGO with fireballs, like I said. Like, it's not terrible, but it just wasn't worth the wait. And like, it just pissed me off. I didn't.
It kind of hits my hunch that I thought when I watched you do what you did. And I kind of feel like, I feel like if they hadn't done the drop system thing, I feel like you'd still be playing it. I don't think you would have quit it the way you did.
So like it left a bad taste in his mouth.
Yeah,
He already had a negative connotation until he played it.
He initially came into the game with already a negative connotation because of how he got it, and then because of that and the waiting, it kind of just, not that the game didn't live up to the expectation, but you already were upset that, you know, it took this long, and then by the time and then when you do
it's a bad marketing tool.
Yeah, and then it's a good marketing tool.
It worked. It worked.
It's not from a standpoint of somebody who's like younger and has a lot of free time and shit. But I feel like for someone who's a little bit older, like I feel like my time is very precious, and I feel like I wasted a lot of my time. And that shit made me mad.
About a marketing tool, we're talking about from a business standpoint. This is like a masterpiece. This is a masterclass in marketing. Like this here is going to be talked about like in business classes of how you can.
I'm afraid more companies are going to copy it too.
Well, they should.
Absolutely, they are.
Absolutely. I would do it. If I could do it for Samurai Zero, I would 100% do this type of system. Basically make it where, I mean, how many, like a ton of games have done this, right? It's just like, just the outplay. Like how many times have you had a game come out, like Call of Duty every year, when they reveal it, they bring a bunch of high profile Call of Duty players, they have them play the game, give their impressions, and then post it out to the masses. And then you guys have to wait while they're playing like the alpha earlier, a week early before everyone else and all that sort of stuff. The only thing they did this time was add RNG to it, so that, but RNG's always been part of getting access to games. Like that this isn't a new concept. It's just done through the Twitch platform.
It was such torture though, because I had to sit in streams that I don't care about, bro. Like, if anything with this Valorant key drop shit remind me of, a lot of the Twitch community is boring as fuck, bro. They're not interesting, bro. And it's just like I had to keep a tab open, listening to that shit. Because if you mute the stream, I don't think the view counts or whatever. So it's like you had to keep the stream open. I was like, this community is boring.
That's why I think it's not. People said that Valorant's a boring game. I don't think Valorant is a boring game. I think it's the people who play it make it boring. Because I've had multiple people come into my stream when I play Valorant, and they're like, I don't know why, but Ethos makes this game fun to watch. But when they go and watch like someone like a Summit or somebody else, they're like, it's just boring to watch because it's just like
your energy is contagious. That's why you'll make anything fun because your energy.
Well, yeah, but you see what I mean? Like, I think a lot of it's not necessarily like the game per se, because I think Valorant's a fun game. I think it's a sweaty ass fucking game, but I think it is still like a fun game. I just think it's like who's displaying the game can sell it the best. It's the same idea of like, would you want IGN showing off Doom Eternal gameplay, or would you rather want someone who's good at FPS is playing, showing off Doom gameplay? It's like I would pick.
I think this game also showed off how just like stupid and how much people don't pay attention. Because like if you read the comment section on my video, like I was getting slandered. Like literally like 60% of the comments were like, "Oh, you're just mad because you're trash at the game." And I purposely edited that video to show you that I was doing pretty decent. And to be honest, I don't know if you remember that night, we played 2 games and we won both games. And I was in the middle of the leaderboard the entire time. It had nothing to do with whether or not I could play the objective or get any kills. I legit just found the mechanics to be boring. You sit in the corner for 20 rounds. I'm like, this shit is just boring to me. Like, it's like, believe it or not, some people don't like that. It's not fun to me.
Well, I mean, it's more like Rainbow in that aspect. Like, you do the same thing in Rainbow when you're on defense. You just hide in a corner for like 20 minutes or for the half the round, and then you wait for people to pull up. Like, this like that's why, like, and you like Rainbow. So, like, I don't really find the whole, the loop of how the games play out bad. I think it is literally the burst of adrenaline you get from the game when you like ace somebody or you ace a team. Like it feels really good. Like it is what probably keeps me playing the game or wanting to play the game, is to get that ace. Because it keeps you wanting to play the game to get better at the game so that you can dunk people. It's a toxic game that just encourages you dunking people. That's just.
I don't know if Rainbow is the best comparison. I get what you're going, because you do camp a little bit in Rainbow.
It is a Rainbow game.
Has way more mobility. There's literally a character in the game that busts through the walls like Kool-Aid Man, bro. There's characters that can jump up. There's characters that blow the wall. Like there's way more mobility.
They have that in Valorant.
It's fireballs, bro. It's not busting.
No. See, maybe this is where JG comes in. If you had played the game longer, like Jet is literally what you're saying. Like it depends on what character you're playing. Like Raze has the ability to do that. Jet has the ability to do that. It's just some of them don't have that ability.
I don't like the CSGO shooting mechanics too.
It's like the same thing. Like
that's
saying,
not
like,
Rainbow.
Well,
that's not Rainbow. Rainbow you can strafe.
you can strafe in this game too. It's just you got to be
you
good
ain't
at
gonna win.
You can still win. You can still win. It's just like you got to understand how the guns recoil work. Like Rainbow is very close to CS:GO. You might not believe it, but like when they changed the recoil, the predictive recoil, and people were scared. Remember that? That's a CS:GO mechanic. So like people like that's why I kept saying that like this game is really CS:GO and Rainbow. This is not CS:GO and Overwatch. It's very similar. Like you have anchors, you have roamers, you have like it's the same exact type of like base concept.
Rainbow, I'm running up walls, busting through windows and shit. I don't know, dog.
I just think not to slander you. I just think just take fact that I've played and even Siggy, which just blows my mind that Siggy actually likes this game. Like I've spent a lot of time playing this game and you only played 2 rounds of it. I feel like you should maybe pick it up and give it another chance after, like what you said, the hype dies down and people play it. I think you should try it and like really try to learn everything about the game and then see if you really like, if you still see it's like, oh, this is all, I still don't like the way this loops, then just, fuck it. Like don't play it.
No, because I don't like how sweaty the game is. Like the only thing I liked about,
if you don't like the sweat, then
the only thing I liked about CS:GO was, gun game. That's the only thing I ever remember us playing. We never played none of the main modes. I am not trying to sit up on my keyboard sweating all fucking night. I'm good. Yeah,
they're adding a deathmatch though into the game. So I mean, if that kind of helps.
No, I'm done with this game. I'm good. I feel like we've been talking too much. Let Trill talk. What's the name? You said you wrote down some notes. What are your thoughts on Valorant, Trill?
Truthfully, I feel like it's kind of trying to go with Quartz. Truthfully, I mean, I never played the game personally, but my homeboys always play it around me, and truthfully, it's just not my type of game. It looks a little bit too slow paced. I like stuff like Apex or Rainbow Six Siege, like
you're one of those Apex losers. Oh my god,
you'll be back on season 5.
What the hell? Oh my god, this dude's been big slandering Apex players, bro. Stop it.
I love slandering Apex Legends players. I really do. I love it. It's my new favorite pastime. That and Uncharted fans. I love it.
Don't compare the communities. Don't compare the communities.
No, I love trolling because they get upset when I say dead game. When I say Apex is a dead game, even though I have like 500 hours on it.
Yeah, you ain't even.
But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go.
No, you're good. Let's go. Like I just feel like the slow paced game never really caught my attention, or I wanted to put money behind the game. So that's really how I had it. All I had on it.
What about you, Jay? Mr. Level-headed perspective. What did you think?
Yeah, so I played 2 rounds and that was it. The first thing I noticed.
Hey, hold on. So why does his word hold more weight than mine when he played the same amount?
He didn't uninstall the game.
You motherfucker.
First I didn't uninstall the game. Second of all, I didn't
learn the game.
Second of all, I didn't
Valorant That shit was legendary. That was content, bro. I became a legend after that.
Man, it looked like you was having a tantrum, but anyway,
you were like about to die from a heart attack, bro. Like
it was so boring. Did you see? I was yawning. It was so boring to me. I'm like, bruh, what is this game?
Did you really just play 2? I thought you played more than that.
No, I played 2 rounds with you all, and then I hopped off because I had to go anyways. Because the rounds were too long. That was my first.
Yeah, the game's less than an hour long, bro.
I was like, wow, I was not expecting it to be that long for one match. I was like, Jesus.
Where's the surrender button?
Exactly, like some people need to, especially like if you don't if you have handicap, like if somebody left or whatever. So that was one thing that I was like, ooh, I don't feel like I have time for this. Like I'm trying to get in and get out. So that was like one of my main gripes with it. As far as the gameplay is concerned, like I know the first match, like I was asked, like you were definitely showing me like what I had to do. It was like, yeah, if you strafe around, like you're not going to kill anybody, and then showing the mechanics. And like first match I was asked, second match I ended up clutching and some stuff. So I was like, okay, so I understood like how that makes you feel. It is a good feeling to clutch rounds and stuff. So I was like, okay, I understand that. But after those 2 matches, I still had no interest in playing it. And the funny thing about Valorant was like I ended up finally getting the code like a week before, probably like I think like a few days before TBH even got it. TBH had a chance to play it before me, but I got the code and I still didn't even like install it until like almost a week later. So like that showed you like how annoyed I initially was from having to wait so long just to get a code. We were supposed to get review codes because we had a media connect, but that didn't end up happening. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then the second thing was the RNG aspect of just getting in there, period. I'm like, geez. So it did take a long time. And overall, like I did feel like T-Base, like I kind of got pissed off, just sitting in these streams, trying to wait on the code just to play the damn game, just to, have an opinion on it. So when I finally got to play it, I was like, okay, like it's cool. but it still feels a lot like CSGO to me. And if I wasn't playing CSGO before this, I don't see any reason why I would play this game besides the hero aspect, which again is the main separator besides CSGO. And this game is a hero aspect because CSGO is just purely you're shooting, you're hanging around corners and stuff and doing all that stuff. So those aspects are in there, but Valorant brings another aspect when you come to the heroes and what they can do specifically. But I'm still good. Like T-Bay said, like we only play gun game. I still really had no interest to play the regular modes. Because it's purely sweat. Like it's really a sweaty type of game in Valorant, like from the get-go, from the demographic that they ended up getting initially to play it early and the people that ended up playing it afterwards. Like even though they have a rank mode, I don't think that rank mode is going to have that much separation between the casual modes and the rank modes as far as the sweat's on there. Like I just feel like you can't play this game casually, and I just don't have time for that. This is my personal opinion. I don't have time to play those type of games. I'm a VR type of person now. Like I just kind of want to get in and get out if I want to play a shooter like that. So just for me, it's not my type of game. Because again, if I didn't like CSGO, I just knew that I wasn't going to be interested in this game long enough to hold my attention span. And then on top of that, again, the rounds are just way too long. So I'm good on it.
For you?
Huh?
Like, do they have to add a VR mode in order for you to want to play Valorant again?
But then it does it. But then it's not Valorant anymore.
I mean, it'd still be Valorant.
No. Okay, no.
It'll just be Apex Legends with fireballs.
The one thing that'll make me probably the one thing that made me probably come back and try it again is a death match. Maybe I will play it again, but just the regular mode. Like I'm already not an S&D player. I hate search and destroy. And I never enjoyed that. I don't like the terrorists versus counter terrorists. I'm just good because my anxiety goes too far up, bro. Like if I'm the last person left, I'm like, all right, bro, I can't clutch this shit. Even though I have sometimes, but I'm good, bro. Like I'm sorry, I'm just not that type of like super competitive player. I think the only like shooter that I was like super into back in the day was Halo 3. But other than that, like I'm not that competitive type of player. I have a competitive edge, but I'm not that type of player. So I just would rather play stuff casually. I'm not trying to take this game or any other game, to be honest, serious enough like that. And I feel like if I played this game, I would have to be serious like 100% of the time. And I'm just good. Like I have no interest. I legit have no interest to play the game again.
So this is basically like just comes up to just like an audience issue. Like I think it's just like you and TBH aren't in the audience that it's trying to hit for. Which that's what it sounds like to me compared to like Miles is like the target audience. Like Miles is the type of player who he doesn't play single player games. He only likes multiplayer games and he likes dunking people. Like he likes the competitive nature of multiplayer games. So like this type of game would be more towards him. But like people who just like, they kind of want the like burst. Like I want to get in, I want to play, I want to have fun, I want to kid out. That's it. Like this type of game doesn't hit upon that for you, like you guys.
Yeah, I don't make no money off this shit. Like, what the fuck do I care about? I don't understand that shit. Like, I guess people get satisfaction out of that shit.
I thanks to Valorant, like I had a huge like boost. Like my numbers went up astronomically every time I played Valorant. But that could have just been because of the drop system. But like I had
in the first week, because I'm on the browse page of Twitch right now. My gut tells me that this game is going to continue to taper off, and it's going to have a strong kind of community, like kind of close-knit community like Destiny or like Counter-Strike, because like right now Just Chatting is number 1. It's already passed it. Valorant's at number 2, and Fortnite is on his ass at 350,000. It's literally like 10,000 below Valorant. Like Fortnite is going back up. Counter-Strike is at 300,000 right now. Grand Theft Auto, that must be like role-playing, they're at 200,000. Like it's already starting to kind of taper off. So I feel like it's gonna have like a strong community, like small community in the next year, kind of like Apex or like the Destiny community or something like that. But like I don't know, maybe I might be wrong.
Counter-Strike's high right now because they have a tournament going on right now.
Yeah, like I think it'll get boosted when it has like tournaments, but like every day, just like player base, I feel like it's gonna have a smaller community. It's gonna continue to taper off because
I guess the question is, which I think it is, will this game be as successful as League of Legends? I think it will be.
Strictly because it's Riot. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Trevor. Go ahead.
I don't think it's gonna go. Anybody who says this game's gonna die or like end up being like a small game or community, I just don't see it. Like I feel like this is gonna be a game that we're just gonna have to like, it's gonna be in the mainstream appeal of existence in gaming for the next like 5 years at least.
My problem also with this game is like it's just like people are, if any other company would have made this game, people would have shat on it. But because the League creators made it, you know, we gotta love it. But like I said, if EA made this game, people would have shat on it. Look at EA copying these other games, and then they got the microtransactions and shit. And look at Activision. It's bullshit to me, and it's like, am I the only one that sees this? Because Riot.
Yeah, I do find it to be hypocritical. Because even though like you can clearly see the similarities between CS:GO and Valorant, like I feel like the people, especially the people that got early access, they just purely dismissed that fact. And they were just like, oh, like this is just a fun game. Like they weren't playing CS:GO. The majority of people who they did give early access to were not CS:GO players. I think Summit was like one of the main ones that legit did play CS:GO. Like that's where he came from. That was his niche. That's what he played professionally. But a lot of the people they got were Fortnite people. They were Call of Duty people. They got, some CS:GO people sprinkled around. And they were just like, oh, I have early access. A lot of people don't. We're implementing this drop system. And I know that my numbers are going to get boosted on Twitch because of this. Yeah, I'm going to play it. I'm going to, try my best, even though half of them didn't even try to give their legit opinions on how they felt about the game before it even became available to everybody else through the drop system. They were just like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to play it. And then whenever the hype dies down, I'm going to go back to whatever I was playing, because that's exactly what's going on right now. A lot of these people went back to Call of Duty. They're playing the Warzone Wednesdays and whatnot. And they went back to Fortnite. So it is what it is. Like, some people stuck with it. I did see some former Fortnite people, they're, exclusively playing Valorant now. And it may just because they like it. They may like the aspects and didn't like some of the aspects of CS:GO. And they were just like, okay, well, I like Valorant better because of the hero aspect, and I'm going to stick with it. But the majority of people didn't, and it is what it is. So it will taper off. But I just find it funny.
It's hypocritical to me too, because like I didn't tell y'all, but I actually played the day I got Valorant. I got it like in the afternoon. I played CS:GO in the morning to kind of try to prepare myself and kind of get used to it again. So like I was actually familiar with the gun mechanics, and like then I went into Valorant, and I'm like, yo, if this was any other company, they would have shat on it, because like I'll give Valorant like the idea of like hero abilities isn't unique, but its heroes are unique, and the different type of abilities and how it affects the game, that is, I guess, the unique aspect about it. But the actual core gunplay mechanics, it is like, it's one thing to be inspired by somebody. I honestly feel like fucking Valve should look into Riot, like, because I'm talking about it shoots exactly like I'm talking about, yo, did they? No, I'm not saying they did, but I'm like, yo, did they steal their code? Because it shoots because you can look at Call of Duty and you can look. You can look at Call of Duty and you can look at Apex, and they're both first person shooters, but the fluidity and the way that they move and how it shoots is completely different. Totally different. Those two games are exactly. I'm like, yo, how did they pull that shit off?
No, I disagree 100%.
It's looking a little spooky.
100%. There's huge disagreement in that. One, the implication of that is just like legally is just like, I think that's just unethical to even like try to give people that idea. The second thing is that I've already watched a couple of CS:GO pros talk about this game, and the biggest thing I've seen from the pros is this game does not play like CS:GO. It may from a high level look like CS:GO and play like CS:GO from like the guns go everything, but there is a way, like if you watch some videos of it like CS:GO, like there's right now the CS:GO community is talking about the level designs way different than CS:GO's, and that's some problem they have with Valorant. People are also talking about how the guns actually don't function the exact same as CS:GO does. There's actually a way different aspect in the muzzle barrels actually move and tell you where the recoil is going. That's not in CS:GO either. So like I wouldn't even touch that type of argument with like a 5-foot pole and even try to make that argument. The other thing I'll say is I'm getting complete fucking deja vu right now, because this is literally the exact same type of argument I've heard literally brought up when Overwatch came out. Like to a T, the exact same
What did Overwatch copy? What are you talking about?
Overwatch was TF2. Remember that? Everyone complained. Overwatch is TF2 with just characters. That's all. Remember, that was literally the art style is the exact same. The
Overwatch
get on a payload.
It doesn't feel like TF2. I played.
No. For people, it did. It didn't have ADS. It had characters just like remember class characters. This is like if you go back. I swear, I'm 100% positive of this. I swear, I'm getting deja vu. If you go back and you look at any of the videos, Overwatch was constantly criticized, saying that it was just a copy of TF2, and then people were like, "No, it's not. It's different." And this is the same argument that comes around every single time a company makes a game that's similar to a previous game that's well beloved, and that company is like, hey, we love this game, let's make a game like this but make our own little take on it. And then people start running around and making immediate comparisons saying, oh, it copied this game, it's not even unique, and it ends up not being the case at all, and the game ends up being different. This is the same argument we have with Soulsborne games. People complain about Neo, saying Neo was a copy of a Dark Souls. It's the exact same type of things, but it's not. When you actually play it It plays different. It has different
I
mechanics.
don't even agree with what you're saying. Like those are none of those. Neo is not it's inspired by it, but it's not a copy. There are definitely mechanics in it that are different.
But the argument
Overwatch
is
and TF2, it's inspired by TF2, but there's definitely a difference in mechanic. I was talking about the gunplay mechanics. I wasn't talking about the games as a whole.
The gunplay in Overwatch is very similar to TF2's. You're gonna say that's not true?
Nah.
Okay, well, I just disagree with you simply on that point. Like that,
I didn't feel like it was the same, and I played a lot of TF2 as well.
Like it is the same type of system. Like you have hit scan, you have projectile, you have basically no ADS for most of the guns. The movement is pretty similar to the two. It's just the only difference is kind of like Valorant. There's abilities, and that makes it different. And it's the exact same thing with Valorant and CS:GO. What do you say? Is CS:GO with fireballs? Overwatch is just what? The TF2 with special abilities and ultimates and stuff. Like all they did with Overwatch was they took TF2 as a base plate, and they stated that they used TF2 as a big inspiration for building Overwatch, and they added like MOBA like elements to it. And that's why it worked out. Even I totally forgot the payload system. That's literally a stolen copy from TF2. Literally, that game mode is from TF2.
Payload objective, yes.
Yeah,
I would
agree. It's exactly the same. And people say the same thing. It's a ripoff. It just copying TF2's formula and just adding the small things to it. And people said the same thing about Neo. It's a tough game with Souls, with Souls-like mechanics. So it's a ripoff. Like I made a whole video about explaining why Neo was not a ripoff.
You're right about that. But I was strictly talking about gunplay mechanics. Like we'll agree to disagree on that point. Like I'm just strictly talking about gunplay mechanics.
I just think it as, and I think it is too. I think from a base level with Valorant, you look at Valorant and you say, hey, this is exactly CSGO. But then if you actually dig into it, if you YouTube search, and I asked before, people in the comments go stupid and they try to say, oh, Ethos doesn't know what he's talking about. Please educate yourself. Go on YouTube and search actual videos of people go deep diving the mechanics of Valorant and let them show you how Valorant is from a mechanic standpoint different from CSGO. I'm not saying that like they're not the same at all. There's definitely similarities, but I do think from a mechanical standpoint, when you actually look at the numbers and you look at the data, there is differences that are very important. And then those differences are very key, I think, from saying that a game is just straight up copying the data or copying their values.
Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You did.
No, I did not. I said it made me think. I did not say they did. I said it made me. Don't put words in my mouth.
Did they copy? Did they steal their code?
Don't put words in my mouth, Ethos.
Did he not say that, JG?
Yeah, I did not say that.
You said did they steal their code?
Back to tape.
I did not. I said it made me think. I didn't say
editing TBH, when you're listening to this, go back into there and put it in the middle. Go ahead and check what you said, and then put it right here in the podcast, and let us hear what you say. Because I could have swore I heard you say, "I'm not sure. Did they steal the code or something like that?"
No, I'm not saying they did. No, I'm not saying they did. No, I'm not saying they did, but I'm like, yo, did they steal their code? All I said is it made me think. I didn't say they did.
Run it back, Turbo.
Oh yeah, run it back.
I know what I said. You're gonna take an L on this. Anyways, Valorant is what it is. I don't really see it being that big, other than when it's like tournament.
What's the next topic?
I'm tired of talking
just
about
like Valorant. Can I talk about Final Fantasy?
Hold on, no, we're not even gonna let it slide. But Ethos, with all this fucking caping and cheerleading you're doing for this game, let's talk about how
I'm not. Hold on.
No. You play Final Fantasy. This nigga downloaded Final Fantasy 14, and in 2 days he was level 50. I don't want to hear.
I was playing it. I was gonna play last night. What are you talking about?
I heard you in the background of Dave stream. You don't even play Valorant.
TBH, go to the Valorant channel right now. Take the L. What does that show me? What's that text message?
The Valorant channel. What is?
Yeah, if you go to the Valorant channel, see last night at 4:00, I was about to play Valorant at 4 a.m. with them.
Oh, so you finally got back on after about a week.
You're wrong.
You finally got back on. You finally got back on.
I've been playing it. No, for the past 2 weeks, I still play it on and off. Do I play it to the same velocity that I did when it first came out? No, because I need a break because it's fucking toxic as hell. I agree. We all agree on that. And I needed a break with that. So I went and played Final Fantasy as like a cooldown game. You do it too with Apex. You literally said it. You play a multiplayer game for so long.
The difference is I played Apex for a year before I got burnt out. You played it for like a week and you went right to another game.
Because Apex isn't as nearly as toxic as Valorant.
So it's better. Okay, that's all I need.
I mean, you going doesn't really prove anything. But
yes, it does.
I guess.
Why don't you play Final Fantasy VII? Play a real man's game.
Nah, I don't want to play that trash game.
That game's great.
So you gonna play 14? All right.
What the fuck?
14 is underrated.
I'm gonna play double 7. All right.
I dead ass. I dead ass would put Final Fantasy 14 in the top 5 Final Fantasy.
Really?
After playing. Yes. The story is actually
Final Fantasy VII Remake is my favorite Final Fantasy.
I just finished Heaven's Ward and I was like, holy shit, this shit is underrated. Why has no one told me that this game literally has one of the best stories?
So hold on. So I would challenge you to finish that remake before you make that full assessment.
Oh no, I didn't say it was the best. I said it's top 5.
Yeah, I would say finish 7 and see where that.
My roommate.
I was actually surprised by that. I was surprised by the game.
No, because my roommate, he finished 7, like he finished it, and he was trying to tell me without spoiling the ending, but I kind of already got spoiled. So
they call it a remake for a reason. It's not the same game.
I know the time thingy and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna get into the spoil, but from what he told me too, because that was the biggest thing. Even he was like, "Yo, like I'm not gonna lie, like he did not like 7. He thought 7 was overrated, like the original.
8 is
he thought it was overrated. He played the remake and it changed his opinion on. He was like, "I'm not gonna lie, the things they did in remake." It might be the best one of the best Final Fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
Like it might just come down to preference stuff. And I'm like, I can see it too, because he's like, it feels like this is what they wanted 13 and 15 to be. And it succeeds on like everything that people want Final Fantasy to be like in 2020. Like as a brand new franchise, it does the changes that it needed to do. So I agree. I'm not saying that the game.
Hold on. It sounds like Trill got some opinions on Final Fantasy. What was you?
Yeah, go ahead, Trill. You said.
Yeah, I love Final Fantasy personally, but
wait, are you like Tab Smooth addicted? Like, did you play that shit for like nonstop?
Yeah, I played it every day, like at least 4 hours. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go. I even did like all the little mini quests to get all the summons. That shit's amazing. But the game's not done yet. There's still gonna be like a part 2, like that spoiler or not. Like, there's still like a part 2 coming out.
I ended up having 50 hours on the game, and like that's how I know a game is good, when I put 50 hours in and it didn't even feel like it. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know I played that much.
How do y'all feel about that? Because I know that was a big contention about the game before it came out. It seems like that was a big criticism about it, that like they weren't telling fans that it wasn't the actual full like original OG7.
I'm okay with
it. I mean, no, actually, no. They said there would be multiple parts, but yeah, I feel like they kind of did.
Like, well, let me get this straight. They did not market it like that very well. Like, there's nowhere on the box. Like, if I didn't know anything about Final Fantasy, right, and I went into the store and I looked at this and I was like, all right, I'll play it. You'd have no clue that it's a part 1.
Right. I
like,
feel that.
It doesn't say like last.
It'll confuse the soccer moms. It would confuse the soccer moms.
Yeah, it would confuse you and be like, oh, this is not. I mean, people say it's complete. It feels complete when you beat it. Like you're like, oh, this feels like the end of like Mass Effect. It feels like an end of an arc, but there's something bigger that's happening.
Yeah. I agree with that statement. I was satisfied with my $60 purchase at the end of the game, because like I said, I got 50 hours out of that game, so I'm okay with them doing a part 2. My problem is I don't know if you saw the latest news, but the producer of the game came out and said that he wants to get the parts out quicker. So they're thinking about doing more than 2 parts. And if they're talking about 3, 4, 5, and 6 at $60 a piece, I'm not playing any of them. Fuck Square Enix. Like, I would have preferred them
as long as the first one. Would you then care?
Nah, that's too much, dog. I got other games to play. Like, as much as I liked it, I got other games to play. I would have preferred them to do like part 1 and part 2. And if they would have did like an $80 bundle where I get both, and then like eventually I'd be able to download the second one when it comes out, I would have been cool with that. I would have dropped the $80 on that shit. But like, I'm not dropping $60 on a 5-part game. They can go fuck themselves.
So what if you get it for free?
Oh yeah.
You nigga, what the fuck? I'm playing that shit. What the fuck? We in there.
He compromises morals right there.
Absolutely, you get it for free.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I ain't paying for it.
I guess I'll play it. Like, I guess it's not fucking Square Enix then.
Oh shit. No, I bring that up. I'll be like, yo, I still wait for the price to drop. I would say that.
I was just saying, the energy, the energy will be different.
Shut your big bitch ass niggas up, bro. Fuck Valorant. I don't want to hear that shit.
But no, Final Fantasy Remake, I wish that they would have emphasized more that it's, I mean, even though it's a remake, it's more of a reimagining, because even though they still do follow, like, you know, the core story, which was I was going to bring up. I don't even remember like anything about Final Fantasy VII, to be honest. Like, I played it once back in the day when my
girl got stabbed.
Yeah, like that's like point that you really remember, right? Is Aaron gets stabbed. And so, like, I don't remember shit about this game. I know that there are some huge Final Fantasy enthusiasts that, you know, they remember stuff and they're either going to be happy or sad at this remake. But yeah, it was more of a reimagining, because like they expanded like that whole part, you know, with Shinra or whatever. Like, that's what this whole game was, or at least this part was. But I really had like one question about it. Like, after playing the remake and beating it, I really want to know, how did Cloud end up being like the quintessential mascot for Final Fantasy? Because that nigga is boring as fuck. Like,
I agree.
This is what I realized after playing this, and I'm like, damn. Like, if I would have paid more attention, or if I would have remembered when I played through the original Final Fantasy VII, like, how did Cloud get so much clout? Was it because he just had a big ass sword on his back he falls Sephiroth?
I think
Like,
so.
I don't know.
He had the biggest sales in the U.S.
Yeah.
But that doesn't
And I'm
change
trying
the
to
fact
figure
that
out how,
what
though.
about his character? Because to add on to what JG's saying, I agree with him. I would actually go as far as to say what drives the story forward is the actual plot. That's what kept me hooked. But none of the characters are like, let's be real here. Cloud is not interesting. Barrett's a coon. Erica is a pure white woman that doesn't really do anything but heal. Tifa's cool. I'll give Tifa. Tifa's cool.
Tifa's alright.
Tifa's the only character that I really liked. But
Shut up.
other than that, they're really not that interesting of characters. Like, it was just the plot that was interesting to me with the whole corporate espionage and fucking trying to blow up the planet and shit. That was what was interesting to me. But the characters,
Jesse was a thirst bucket. Wedge was bad comedic relief.
Which is annoying as fuck.
It was bad, bro. Like, it was really bad. So, like, I'm like, damn, like, okay, we regarded Final Fantasy VII as like one of the best Final Fantasies ever, right? Like, if you ask somebody who doesn't know anything about any of the Final Fantasy, like, if you just mention Final Fantasy, who are they going to talk about? They're going to be like, oh, the dude with the sword, right? So, like, I'm still trying to figure out.
He's iconic. He's iconic.
But that's my question. How?
Oh, it's simple. It's simple. It was the first game on the PS1 that had 3D graphics. It
So it
revolutionized
has-
you said
the way visual
nostalgia.
looks.
You said it's nostalgia.
It's because of
No.
nostalgia.
It ain't. It's not nostalgia.
They push forward the limitations that you had.
They pushed the technology. Yeah.
Okay.
Like there had not been, because 6 came out before that, and that
So
was a
that's
2D
nostalgia.
side. Yeah. So then when
Kinda like
7
Grand Theft
came
Auto
out,
3.
it was like a huge change.
Grand Theft Auto
Like,
3 is really not that great of a game.
Yeah, it was like GFC.
We just loved it
don't
back
let
in the day
Fox do that.
because the graphics, that's nostalgia.
Yeah, so that was it. But I'm like, bro, this is like really bad. Like, geez. And I was like, damn, do I have to take back what I initially thought about Final Fantasy VII? Like, is that really my favorite? Because I played 7, 8, 10, and 10 too. And I was like, damn, like, I actually like 10 probably the most, either 10 or 8, even though, like, even like when I look back at 8, if they even do a remake of that, I might find them niggas boring too, because they said Squall.
To be fair,
it says Squall
what
is
Final
back
Fantasy
too.
has ever made a really good main character?
Squall got a BBC with a gun on it.
But is he an interesting character? No, he got a gun.
BBC
He's
with a
got
gun
a
on
gun.
it.
Like, see, that's something that blows my mind.
Got a gun sword, bro.
When you really think about it, a majority of the Final Fantasy main characters are very boring and one-dimensional. They don't have a lot of depth to them. Like, maybe 15, maybe Noctis, but even Noctis is the same. He's just a copy of 7, like same type of ideal of 7. Like, he's just another version
Sephiroth's
of Cloud.
Sephiroth might have been the most interesting character.
No, you're not hearing me. That's not the main character. I'm talking about, it seems
Sephiroth
like
is a main character, though.
No, he's not the main character of Final
Not
Fantasy VII.
but he's like a supporting.
No, he's not the main character. He's just the antagonist. He's very popular like Cloud because of the look, but he is not the main character of Final Fantasy VII. The point is that a majority of Final Fantasies, it feels like the side characters and other characters that are part of that series, from like a fan standpoint, have way more depth than the main character itself. For example, in Final Fantasy VII, it seems from my experience, more people talk about Zack being a way better character than Cloud. And for Final Fantasy,
a lot of people were going crazy in my chat when Zach showed up.
Yeah, like Zack, and then like in 8, they care about who's the dude with the red dude? Is he from 7 or 8? Who's the red dude?
Talking about Zeno?
Yeah, was that
one that looks like Ryu?
One of the people
the samurai.
7.
There's a Waron or something like that. People like him, and then there's another guy who was like, I'll fucking search it.
What was the point of that dog in the game? He didn't do shit.
Red, I mean, he's like a favorite.
They just wanted to pet me.
Vincent Valentine. People like Vincent.
Vincent,
Valentine.
my dude.
See, right there, and he's
Vincent,
not
my dude. He got a main backstory.
Yeah, see, and that's because I feel like, and he's from 7, so he might be in part 2. So it seems like it's always the side characters or some other characters who don't have the main limelight of the series that people actually realize have more depth than the actual people you play as.
Yeah, so I like really just came to that realization. I was just like, damn, like, how was the plot of the story, at least for part 1, like, it was decent enough, but I was just like, damn, for me to not really engage with any of the characters, I was like, damn, like, they kind of put a knock on it, but the gameplay was so fire to me that I was just like, all right, like I'm going to stick through it because like it's so good. Like, regardless of what I got my ass beat on some parts, like it was still so good that I was like, all right, like I'm going to try my best to disregard what the characters were saying at these specific parts. But I think that was one of my biggest knocks because besides obviously the camera, because the camera is one of the biggest enemies.
Camera's always ass.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Finding a game where the camera isn't ass. I swear, I think I watched so many of TBH's reviews, and I swear I don't think there's one review I've seen from TBH where he didn't dislike the camera. Like,
it's them Japanese RPGs, bro. Bro. I don't know what's going on.
I can't think of one where he was like,
need training with the camera.
The day TBH reviews a game and a pro is the actual camera, I will be blown away. I will be absolutely.
But tell me I'm wrong though. This camera's like, what is going on in game development, bro?
From heaven or something.
My goal is to make, if Samurai Zero, when he reviews Samurai Zero, if he reviews it and says the camera actually is good, I will retire. I will be like, you know what, I did it. I just want TBH to have a good game.
Like, when I think about like Western RPGs, I feel like I don't have that problem. It's more so with Japanese RPGs.
Is it a Japanese one?
Kingdom Hearts 3 had a good camera.
All right, you want to get kicked out this Discord? That's a motherfucking lie, bro.
I was like, isn't Kingdom Hearts notorious for how bad the camera is? Like the camera.
I don't remember the camera being bad in The Witcher. Like, I don't remember the camera being bad in Mass Effect. Like, it was clunky. Mass Effect was like the combat a little bit, but I don't remember the camera being bad. I feel like it's JRPGs I have more of a problem with, but
so this kind of confirms to me that Final Fantasy VII will be great, but people will forget about it by the later part of the year.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like right now, if we're talking single player games, I haven't finished Doom Eternal, but right now, Final Fantasy VII Remake is probably my favorite game this year. Not that there's been a lot of competition because everything's
too bad it won't be game of the year, but you know.
Yeah, we still got to get like the Watch Dogs, The Last of Us, but like early on, like it's my favorite game.
We still got Cyberpunk. So
yeah, Cyberpunk. Yeah, you're right.
You're kind of screwed this
but
year.
It's a strong contender. It's a strong contender.
Okay.
I like how Final Fantasy VII Remake wasn't even on the notes, and we went on a whole tangent about this shit.
God damn.
Only on the GI podcast. Let's actually get to what's on the notes. Let's get back on track here. Apex Legends Season 5 is coming this Tuesday. A bunch of new features are coming, including the new character Loba. She's supposed to steal shit. New battle pass with a bunch of exclusive items. They're introducing a new story mode called Quests. And then also Skull Town has been sunken, so there's a big change on the map. Kings Canyon, there's not going to be any new map. I'm kind of disappointed there's not a new map, but whatever. So with
they pulled the Fortnite.
Yeah, with the quest, the name of the story is called The Broken Ghost. You'll be able to collect like daily treasure packs according to the website. It's gonna be like a PvE mode. You're gonna have to go on like weekly hunts, and they're gonna drip out like little bits of story of what's going on with Loba and I guess with like the characters. How you feeling about this, Jay?
I think it's an interesting thing here that they added. I don't know how much I'll play it. The PvE aspect, but I know a lot of people thought that it was coming, and sure enough, now it is. But I'll definitely try it out. Damn, would I play this every day though to try to get all these rewards? I don't know. Like, I like Apex, but I don't know if I'll play it every day just to log in and try to get the treasure pack.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Unless there's like a really fire skin lock behind it, I probably won't play it that much. I don't really see the point. Like, I want to shoot.
Yeah, so they'll have to like give me some fire ass loot for me to want to do that every day. But for all the people that don't want to be like a super sweat all the time, there is another type of game mode now. So I think that's cool. So I really don't have a problem with it. It's just the whole fact of like, will I really put the time and effort to log in every day just to do this PvE mode?
Yeah. Sure, I heard you say you was a big Apex fan. How are we feeling about what we're seeing from Season 5? Like a little preview.
I'm very excited. I'm kind of curious about the PvE mode because when they did introduce the Bloodhounds Trials on World's Edge, I was not a fan of it because it was annoying as hell for people to pull up on you mid round while you're attacking dogs and stuff. But for Loba, are we talking about that, Loba?
Yeah, you got it.
All right, yeah, for Loba, I hope there's like some in-game chat between her and Revenant because like it'll be hilarious. Like, for example, if, like she pulls a P2020 out or she pings it, Revenant said like it didn't work for your mom or something like that. It'd be hilarious.
Oh my god, that was kind of savage. I'm not gonna lie.
All right,
wait a minute.
Go ahead. Yo, Respawn needs some new writers. Anyways, they said they looking for new writers. Go ahead, apply, bro. Send them that. That's your resume.
For real.
How are we feeling about Season 5 Ethos?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's kind of mid.
Okay.
I'm kind of disappointed. I don't think it's gonna pull me back, unfortunately.
Not even how thick Loba is?
She thick. She finally I can say that with like not the fucking like white people who don't really understand what thick is. She's thick. That's a Latino mommy right there. Look, the reasons why I think this is going to be another flop like season 4, even if you call season 4 a flop, and I feel like people are just getting a little excited, but they're going to be disappointed.
I wouldn't have called it a flop. It was mid though.
Okay, mid. I feel like this season will be mid too. Couple reasons. One, there's no fucking Titans. I don't give a fuck. Until they add Titans, I'm probably not going to come back. Second, Loba, kind of like Revenant, from the kid I've seen, looks mid. I don't see her being a top tier character. The ultimate, where she just pulls guns from a loot box, I'm not gonna lie, how many situations I think about playing Apex where I feel like that's really gonna be a game changer in a gunfight?
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. When would I use that like in game? That's actually a good point.
Probably like when you're in between like looting stations, something like that. But will that help me if we're in the top 5 and we got to go up against 2 teams? No, it's
like
probably not.
All legendary weapons.
I can see very situational moments where, like, let's say one of us die early, you get revived in the last circle, and you need some loot. She can pull it for you real quick, and then you could pull off a last minute victory. But that's very situational.
Yeah, so that's more utility at that point.
Yeah, and again, she feels like a very utility-based character, and none of her abilities, except for maybe the teleport. But then again, I noticed this because I'm a game developer, I noticed with they're very smart about the teleport, and there's a huge recovery animation that plays after you do that. So that means you can't use this thing offensively, because I'm assuming if you try to jump somebody with it,
as LTG was saying, there's negative frames on the character, so you can get attacked.
There's negative frames on the character. You're going to get punished if you rush it. So it seems like this is just like a repositioning ability, not really like something you could use in combat. So I don't feel like you go up against a squad, a Pathfinder, a Wraith, a Sweat squad. There's no way that I feel like Loba can help you. Like, I think of it like this. Would I replace a Wraith on my team for Loba? No. Would I replace a Pathfinder for her? No. Would I replace a Caustic for her? Absolutely not. Like, I don't see her being this character that's going to shift the meta that much. Would I replace her for Watson? Hell no. Or Bloodhound? No. So like at my point, I'm going to make this prediction. I feel like she's going to be low tier with Revenant and Mirage. She's not going to be that good. I think people are going to play her for a little bit, maybe find a cool little thing about her. But I think in the grand scheme of things, when you're in rank, just like Octane, she's going to be garbage. And people are
I was just about to say, I was like, those are completely fair criticisms now that I think about it. And like, yeah, I wouldn't put her at the bottom, but based off what we've seen, I'd put her in the same tier as Octane. Like, you play her for fun, maybe like in duos, but like when you're playing ranked, I don't see her being useful now.
Add on to that, the map, it's not a new map. It's just they did the same thing with season 4. They just took out a part of the map and just changed it around a little bit. And granted, it's not even the good one. It's Kings Canyon, and I thought we were all sick of that. Maybe some people still love it, but I'm sick of that map. So all in all, what we have here is a rehash of everything they did in season 4, the same mistakes they did in season 4, with just some added PvE element that requires additional grinding. There's nothing in this that has me blown away where I'm like, yo, I need to play this now. This is just stuff that I'm just going to watch you guys on stream play. I might hop in every once in a while to help you out so you don't have to play with Ace. But other than that, I don't have any reason why I would want to actually want to put in another 100 hours into this game like I did back then. So, yeah. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm willing to admit it.
Those are fair criticisms, but I would say, like, at the end of the day, we still haven't played her, so let's wait and see. And then also, we don't know what events they're going to do. I think what made season 4 so mid is like it felt like there really weren't a lot of events versus like season 2 and 3. It was like a new event like every other week. It felt like
the arcade mode event was the best thing about season 4.
Yeah, and it was just kind of dry with like the content. And like I said, let's see what events they do, even if the character is not good. And then Revenant was trash too in season 4. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna wait before I pass judgment. But I think those are fair criticisms. What were you about to say, Jay?
Oh no, I ain't had nothing else to say about it.
But yeah, so get your $10 ready, I guess, for the new battle pass.
Revenant's my main. That's tough.
Wait, you like Revenant?
Love him.
I like him too, but
I mean, it's really just a silence that's viable in my opinion. But
that's so tactical. You gotta use it in certain situations.
Yeah, his crouch is really good too. Like that, in my opinion, his crouch is the best mechanic in his entire kit. Yeah, it's so underrated.
I guess he's just not good compared to like the way they portrayed him in the trailers. Like he was just some type of god, and he's low tier. God, low tier. Let's talk about what's next on the podcast notes. Ubisoft revealed their latest entry in the Assassin's Creed franchise. Assassin's Creed Valhalla takes place, like many people rumored to be, in the Viking era. They said that you're playing Vikings looking for a new land. I guess like England's in a warring state, and you're going to be able to like make a settlement. What's the name? Sea combat's back. You know, not combat, but like boats are back or whatever. You're gonna be able to dual wield whatever weapon you want. They said it's gonna be smaller, more concise, gonna be more story driven. They said you'll be able to roast each other and have like rap battles and roll dice. How you feeling about this, Ethos? I know you had some strong opinions on this on Twitter.
I didn't have no strong opinions. I just said it was. I'm not that interested in it.
That's pretty strong.
That's okay. I guess that's strong now in 2020. I'm not gonna lie. The more news I hear about it, though, it makes me a little bit more interested because it seems like it's doing away with all the issues I had with Odyssey. So if they are doing that, then I would be willing to suffer through the setting. I wouldn't even say suffer. Be okay with the setting for like the gameplay improvements. Of course, I got to see gameplay, but from the stuff the directors are talking about, if they're not capping, it does seem like it's going to be fun. So,
okay. What about you, Trill?
In my personal opinion, it kind of confused me because Vikings are like savages. They're not really quiet about that. But I was very excited because I'm a big fan of Vikings personally. So that's going to get me back to the series. I wasn't really a fan of Odyssey or the other one that came out. Can't really remember the name.
Origins.
Yeah, that's the one.
What's the
aren't
name?
you black?
Odyssey was my favorite, not Origins. Boy, shut up.
What are you doing, bro? You know we gotta.
Odyssey was. If we're talking gameplay wise, Odyssey was my favorite. Though I do agree, it's a fair criticism that it was bloated, but like if we're talking pure gameplay, Odyssey is the best in the series in my opinion. That shit was fun. And you
but
ain't
is
beat
the story better than Origins?
You said is the what?
Is the story better than Origins?
Nah.
Okay.
But I would put it like a peg below it. Like it's not trash either. That's why I still put Odyssey above Origins.
And are they better than Bayek?
I liked Cassandra as a character. The other dude, I didn't. I put it on the same tier. I fucked with it. With it. And I'm a gameplay first person, so I can understand why you like Origins. That's why I put Odyssey ahead of it.
The reason I like Origins the most is because of the setting, and because the main character is black and he's relatable. Because I can relate to him.
Wow.
I mean, I like the
being honest. I can be honest about it.
Wow, you just voted for it because he's black?
No, I said I can relate to him. He's black.
Everything is black.
That's always gonna be about race. They come in the comic section.
You're right. He's just a great. I'm not saying white people can't relate to Bayek. He's a father. I think any father can relate to Bayek's story. Doesn't matter what race you are. I just think as a black.
So JG's favorite version is Origins. Then
has to be. Get that right.
I mean, I guess so.
See, there you go. We solved it.
Oh, they also said that there's gonna be like some level of like co-op, or not co-op, but like your friends can like help you play on your boat or some shit like that. They didn't fully go into it. I need more details on that.
That sounds like a feature.
Yeah. I'm excited for it because like it sounds like they're gonna give away with the bloat. If they get like the story of like Origins, like that level of story combined with like the gameplay of Odyssey and get rid of that bloat, it might be like the perfect formula.
Are you okay with the RPG mechanics? Because it seems
I
like that
like the RPG command
that people are upset about Assassin's Creed now.
That's new detail. So they said, I read that they're doing away with not the RPG elements in terms of like the weapons, but they're doing it away with the like, remember how like if your character wasn't leveled up enough, if you stabbed somebody when they weren't paying attention, they wouldn't die, they would just take the hit. They're doing away with that. If their stealth kills are back, like the way it's supposed to work, basically.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so it's like Unity, like how
if you jump on somebody from a building and they don't see it coming and you stab them in the neck, they're gonna die.
Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, that I'm excited again. Like these things, I'm excited about. That makes me more wanting to play the game because I that was the biggest thing that turned me off about Odyssey. I did not like the whole 20k fucking health damage and doesn't kill them and you're just standing there like, bro, what the hell?
If you played the game long enough, you could get it to where it was like an old school Assassin's Creed where one stab would always kill them. But I'm not gonna lie, it did take a long time. It was a lot of grinding to build up those assassin abilities. Yeah, you had to be damn near god tier. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That was whack. I'm not really a big fan of Vikings, but I'm gonna keep an open mind just because I feel like they're on a win streak with Assassin's Creed. I've enjoyed the last two games. And to go into what you were saying, Trill, earlier, you were saying that you thought that like Vikings were savages. From what I got out of the trailer, is they were like maybe history isn't being told, because history is told by the victor. Maybe history isn't being told correctly, because even like some of the Ubisoft developers, they were saying that like they were just people looking for land, and that doesn't necessarily 100% justify what they were doing, but maybe like it seems like from the trailer, like the king is trying to paint them out to be worse than what they actually are, and maybe that's what the story that this game is going to tell. Because all these Assassin's Creed games, although they're not 100% accurate, because obviously you're implementing a fictional character into it, a lot of it is based in fact. They take time to really map out the land and really get into the history and stuff. So maybe the story they're going to try to tell is the Vikings really weren't who you thought they were. Maybe they were a little bit better than people than we thought, and they had different motivation. It wasn't them just running around raping and pillaging and shit like that. That's not who they actually were. That's another reason I'm actually curious to see where they go with the story. Did you say anything about this, Jay?
I mean, after seeing both of the trailers, I'm not excited. I am still waiting on the gameplay, like the actual gameplay to like build my excitement. But from what I saw, I was just like, oh, okay, well, we have Valhalla, we have Vikings, cool. Like, I'm gonna play it, but I can't say that I'm like, oh my god, I have to play this right now type of excited. I have like little to no excitement right now. I'll just see whenever the gameplay comes out, and we'll go from there. And then as I play it, I'll base my judgment compared to Odyssey, you know, where this ranks for Assassin's Creed for me, from the ones that I played at least.
That's fair, because I agree with you. I guess the only reason I'm giving them the slight benefit of the doubt is because I've enjoyed the last two games. I'm looking at track record, but then also in the back of my head, I'm also thinking, like, nobody talks about this, but Ghost Recon Breakpoint fucking sucks. Like, Ubisoft, the last two Assassin's Creeds were good, but their last game was not good. So I don't know if I can 100% trust them. So I agree.
But that's not the same studio, right? I don't think the studio that worked on that.
I don't know. What is
They said they had like 30 studios making this game?
Yeah, look, they did. Man. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
They have a ridiculous amount. I'm pretty sure Breakpoint did not have that many studios working on it.
They're under the same banner, so Ubisoft is ultimately going to get an L. And this sucks because Ubisoft, like, it seemed like this is their track record. They'll come out with a really good game, and then then they'll just give a dub. Like, it's terrible. Like, I wish that they could get like back-to-back W's, but nah, it hasn't really been like that. It's always WL.
I give them credit because what is it? The person who's the creative director of this game is also the one who was the creator. I forgot his name. I think it's Asmil or something. I forgot.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
He was on the Inside Xbox event.
Yeah. He's a really dope dude. Follow him on Twitter. He's the guy. He's basically responsible for Origins ending up the way it did. Like the whole reinvention. Like he's one of the core people that helped push it that way. So he helped build Origins, which was a W. I don't know if he did Odyssey. I think he maybe did. I'm not sure. But I know for a fact, like, he was instrumental in Origins. So for me, like, he hasn't messed up yet. He hasn't made any, like, taken any L.
It was a different team working on Odyssey than Origins. They were working on the game at the same time. It was a different team. I remember them telling me that at E3 when I
right. So if this is what they were working on after they finished Origins, and now they're working on this, I have a strong feeling it's going to be really good compared to, because it feels like Odyssey was just like they looked at Origin and then they were just like, Origins is doing really good. Let's just make some tweaks here, make some changes here, and change the gameplay a little bit. Maybe this one, from what I'm reading, this might be the next like evolution of what Assassin's Creed will be like compared to like how Origins was, like how it revolutionized what Assassin's Creed. Like I see Origin kind of like the Witcher of the Assassin's Creed series, and then I don't know what this one's gonna be. Like maybe this is like the God of War version of Assassin's Creed.
If anything, I'm more curious to what they're gonna do with this Ubisoft cinematic universe, because let's not forget, it was the news broken about them going to the Viking era came from the Division 2. Like when he had that apple of Eden on the poster and shit like that. So they're playing around with them ideas. I'm trying to see if this is going to tie into the Division in any type of way or something like that. That would be interesting if they had some type of futuristic or Watch Dogs or something like that. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, we're still waiting on them to tie it together, but yeah, I mean, I agree though. Like, as far as Assassin's Creed is concerned, the last maybe 3, we'll see when Valhalla comes out. It might be 3 straight dubs for them with that particular series, but I'm just talking about like the other Ubisoft franchises, as far as like them just taking L's on that one. But Assassin's Creed, they did have a massive reimagining, amounts of bounce back, since they weren't making them annually, because we already knew that was one of the main issues with the Assassin's Creed series specifically. They were just making them annually, just pushing them out, ended up being trash. So I like the reimagine, I like the bounce back with Assassin's Creed, and that kind of like was really the reason why I got back into it. And then, trying Odyssey out, I was like, okay, like this is fun. I like the abilities and stuff. So I just hope that they, keep their track record good on that one. But yeah, like, it's just the other franchises that seem to to not do so well. But so far for me, I'm really just messing with Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs, and we'll see when the next one comes out how that one will end up.
What's going on, y'all? It's UTXJZ, the 1/3 of the Game and Illuminati podcast. And if your mailbox is anything like mine, 90% of the time it's a depressing place. You have political flyers, utility bills, unholy amounts of coupons, all that stuff that you don't care about. But once a month for me, I have a reason to be stoked to go to my mailbox, and that's because of my box of awesome from Bespoke Post. One of the first boxes that I received is a clothing box. Now this one had a bunch of socks for your boy. Trust me, I need some socks. I work full time. I do 9 to 5, before the corona when I was actually going into the office. So I need some dress socks. I also have some casual socks as well. And these socks are made from really, really good material. So I appreciate that. Another box that I received had some candles for your boy. Trust me, man, you're not feminine if you have some candles. Get some candles for your house. Light them, especially when a girl comes over. They will enjoy them. Trust me. Bespoke Post send guys only the best stuff every month. And no matter what you're into, Box of Awesome has you covered. From style and grooming goods to barware, cooking tools, and outdoor gear, Box of Awesome has carefully built collections for every part of your life. Now, one of the first boxes that stood out to me when I took a look at Bespoke Post was the mixology box. Now, I'm not a heavy drinker, but I do dabble a little bit. So learning how to actually make your own cocktails and stuff, now that's exciting to me. So that's one of the first ones that I instantly gravitated towards when I looked at Bespoke Post and the Box of Awesome. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick out the right Box of Awesome for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up, and you can skip a month or cancel at any time. Each box costs only $45, but has over $70 worth of gear inside. So get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code GI at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code GI for 20% off your first box. Tell them we sent you.
So how are we feeling about Ubisoft's new take on the idea of a gameplay trailer? Because this kind of leads into the next conversation. During the Inside Xbox event, they did a full-on Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay reveal. What did that do for you, Ethos?
So I don't have a lot of. I had a talk with somebody on Twitter, a friend of mine on Twitter, about it because I kind of didn't. I didn't watch it. I actually was asleep when the whole thing happened. So then I woke up and it was like, basically, it was like walking. Was it
fire?
Like coming in from the apartment and everything's on fire. It's like, what the hell happened? And on Twitter, like, gameplay is trending and Assassin's Creed is putting out apologies, and I'm like, did they say the N-word on stream? Like, well, what happened? Like, I had no clue what was going on.
You don't need to apologize for that. You get a multi-million-dollar deal. Look at PewDiePie. You just signed a deal with YouTube. Come on now.
Yeah, but I don't know what was going on there. Like, I was just
there was no gameplay. That was the problem.
Yeah, but I don't know, like, who's the blame? Like, what actually happened? Was it a miscommunication? Was it, like, on purpose? Did they just... It seems like it was just an honest mistake. Like, marketing had mixed up what the actual devs were, like, actually going to show, or... Yeah,
the guy you were just talking about, the black dude, he said that he's disappointed in what they showed off or whatever, like... And, like, I had people even, like, defending it in the comment sections, like, well, what did you expect? Like, they straight up said they were going to show gameplay for, like, the last week or two. And then when it came, they showed like 2 seconds of in-engine footage of like the dude running. But like when you say you're going to do a gameplay trailer, I thought we were going to get at least like 5 minutes of them like walking through the world, showing maybe some gameplay, some combat mechanics, like the boat, like just little snippets. Like we didn't expect the full fucking game. That's not exactly what I expected, but I expected something. And like it was just like, it was just a CG trailer.
Yeah, I ended up watching it, and that's pretty much what it was. Like, we are not going to spend the definition on what gameplay means. Like, we've seen plenty of trailers that had CG elements for the cutscenes, and then we've seen like other parts when you're panning the entire video, get to the next scene, and yeah, it may have been in game, but there's no HUD. We can't tell if someone's actually playing, so you could, skew that yourself. That's not what we're talking
gameplay
about.
To you guys?
it's not like that's not just because it's in real game like
Okay,
real
so
game
can I ask
that is actual gameplay as far as like what the actual definition of gameplay
I think
is.
it's funny too is Ubisoft is known for like overselling their games, like showing too much gameplay before release or whatever, and it's like now you forgot what gameplay is.
Remember when they showed
Watch Dogs 1, it was like a million trailers before it launched.
Actual gameplay, like you were showing us things in the game, like. But if you're showing us a trailer that has regular CG elements, cutscene elements, and then you show in real game things, a couple of things that happen, that's not really gameplay. That doesn't show us anything. That's just part of the overall trailer.
So this is me speaking as a game dev because I found it very confusing. Because I think there's a game developer definition of gameplay, and then there's like what a player expects. Are you guys saying you basically need somebody actually like picking up the sticks and visually and physically like playing the game, like for you to consider it gameplay?
You don't have to show me. You don't have to be on stage with the controller.
It could have been recorded.
But that's what I'm saying.
Remember
right?
when they revealed Odyssey at E3? And like they literally walked through Greece and they showed like a bunch of different features. That wasn't somebody controlling the game. That was a pre-recorded video, but they were showing gameplay elements of it.
All you had to do was show a part of the game. It happens all the time. How many trailers have we seen when
Cyberpunk?
When the game
they was not controlling that game. That was pre-recorded, but that was game.
Right.
Like 45 minutes.
Me as a developer, I would categorize those things as game demos trailer. Like those are game demo trailers, if that makes sense. Like I wouldn't qualify that as a gameplay trailer.
As a gameplay trailer, not a demonstration.
No, that's what a demo is. A demo is short for demonstration.
Well, it's funny too.
Okay,
we just had this conversation off stream about how I was talking about how I need to title my videos differently to appeal to people. Then that the same should apply to them. Like they should know that you should be like when you say that you're appealing to the lowest common denominator.
Right, and I'm not
expect gameplay.
I'm not condoning what happened. I'm just saying that like. I think there's a lot of mixed signals because, like, I watched on Twitter literally just most cancerous takes of what gameplay it should be considered. Like, somebody said if there's no HUD, it's not a gameplay, and that made me like want to facepalm myself into the sun because that's not true at all. So what if the game has a HUD-less? Like, it's HUD-less. Is it not gameplay? Like these things, these takes are horrible. Like, I don't know what is actual gameplay now.
Yes, but let's go back to this specific case with Valhalla. First of all,
can I watch it really quick? Because I barely remember it.
Yeah, watch it. But when you're looking at it, it looked like an extension.
Don't have a link to it. This is like the website.
First reveal that they showed us. It was CG cutscenes, and then again.
So the reveal one is the one where like he reveals the blade at the final second, right? Like that's 100% CG. Like that is not in game at all.
Right. Do you remember? You remember back in the day when there was a controversy? It was a controversy between like what was CG and what was in real game. I remember that.
Do you remember? You remember Killzone 2?
Yeah, remember that bullshit? That's actually what they pulled, a Killzone 2.
Well, that's not what it pulled though. Like, because Killzone 2 was straight up CGI.
You just said you don't even remember the trailer. Watch the trailer, bro. You tell me where the gameplay is.
I'm talking about Killzone 2. I'm talking about Killzone 2.
That's the one from E3 where people were like, they said it was in. They said it was.
So your argument
is
is that this trailer that Ubisoft put up, this gameplay trailer, that this trailer is CGI. That's what you're telling me?
No, but look at it. It's spliced.
Some of it is in-game. No, like, you know how there's CG and then there's in-game cutscenes? Like, it's not as, like, those are in-game cutscenes.
They spliced them together. Like, yes, it was in-game cutscenes.
There's some in-engine there, but it's not gameplay.
In-engine stuff. But again, like, you can't really tell. You're not getting a good idea on what's really going on. And that's why people were upset because they used the word gameplay. Okay, well, you could have just said like this was an extended trailer. I think that would have been better. Again, just the way that they worded it, you could have said that this is an extended trailer of Valhalla from the first reveal that we showed.
And the worst part is, if you go back and watch the full Xbox conference, literally right after the trailer got done playing, the black dude you talking about, the one that worked on Origins, he was sitting with some white dude. They cut to them talking, and he goes, "All right, so you guys just got the world premiere, the first look at Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay. So tell us some more about what we just saw." Everybody was like, yo, the chat went fucking, but like it went bananas. Like, what? They had this crazy smile. What gameplay did you show, dude? What are you talking about?
So, oh man, I'm gonna have a nuclear take here. This is technically gameplay.
Running at a fire and kneeing somebody in the face.
This is running in real time. Like, this is not like they're changing. Like, they're using the engine to like for obviously like the time lapse ones. That's using the engine manipulate. Like, I can do this in UE4 right now to Samurai Zero. This is technically like, so here, okay, so here, this is what they did. So in the trailer, right, this whole segment, especially around 51, this whole thing, this is 100% gameplay. The thing with him running, this is gameplay.
Yeah, it's in engine.
This is in game. What they did is, which I'm guessing is, they have like probably a cinematic tool, and what they do is basically someone plays the game, but they have like separate cameras so that they can make cinematic shots, because marketing wise,
like the GTA 5 editor.
Right. Yeah, like TGI, like GTA 5 did its like reveal trailer, right? Like, yeah, it's using cutscenes and stuff like that. Like, it's not necessarily a cutscene, like it's happening in real time. It's actually someone playing it. It's just like they have different cameras set up in the environment to make these really nice shots. So it's not just a simple camera behind the back swinging, because that doesn't like, that's probably what you want, but that doesn't like really like help the whole like hype train of like things like when you see.
So you think the hype is real for this then? 42,000 dislikes.
I think no. I'm not saying the people that dislike this are wrong. I'm not saying they're wrong. I do believe this is fair to criticize. I'm not saying that's wrong at all. But technically, from a technical developer standpoint, this is not CGI. This is not like maybe some of these scenes are pre-rendered like inside the engine, but like everything I see here, I can imagine buying the game and I'm going to see all these scenes happening in the game. I don't think anything here is misstruding what the game is actually going to look like, but it doesn't necessarily tell me how the game is going to play. That I agree with. It might not tell me fully what it plays like, but I don't think anything here is like.
So we're agreeing on it. You're just talking in circles.
It's a cinematic.
No, I'm not talking in circles.
Cinematic in-game trailer. This is not in like a gameplay demo, as you said it.
I agree. Yeah, this is not a demo.
Not a 100%. Gameplay demo trailer. This is what people were looking for when you said gameplay.
There was literally a tweet Xbox put out like last week. Make sure to tune in May 7th to get the first look at Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay.
So either Microsoft,
that's false advertisement,
or Ubisoft dropped the ball when they called it that, because that's not what we actually got. Even though technically, yes, it is cinematic gameplay. It is in-game gameplay, but this does not.
It's like, this is a good comparison. This is a really good comparison. You know how we used to play Paragon? Do you remember how I can make those like cinematic trailer things?
They added the GTA5, like a GTA 5 editor in Paragon. I remember that.
Right. Yeah. It's like that, like a replay editor. I play the game, I use the replay editor, and then I make like some cool like Hollywood type cuts of it. But
same thing they got in Fortnite.
Replaying the game. Yeah, like same thing. It's like, and that's technically the game. Like I am playing the game, but I get how I feel like for marketing, this is what they consider gameplay. Game designers, which I agree, like what. Probably that dude also agree who's like, what the fuck? This is not gameplay. Like, this is not what we want to show. And probably what gamers want is they probably want something more in the lines of what you want is basically this. Here, I'll
this trailer is a minute and 30 minutes too long. Like, I don't think anybody would have complained if it was just a minute and 30 of a gameplay demo. We just wanted to see something, basically.
I just put it in general chat. Is that basically, JG and TBH, is that basically what you want?
Yeah, like that.
Like this. Like
so basically walk through and explain what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm curious. This is just clarity for me, because me as a developer, right? Like, I might prepare something, but then and then if I say, oh, this is going to be gameplay, right? And then people watch it like, what the fuck? This isn't like, I want to avoid that. So this isn't me disagreeing. This is just me. So I have clarity too. So
yeah, please don't make this mistake. If you're going to do something like this, you need to call it a cinematic gameplay trailer, please. Do not call it Samurai Zero gameplay.
I got it.
Come in your chat. They're going to fucking destroy you, bro.
Right. I will announce here, and I will say it here, even though this will probably come out later. The newest devlog to come out will actually be like this. It will actually be gameplay. It will not be special cuts and stuff. So
all right, because I know you know how to do that.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
All right.
I actually appreciate this, because I was very confused. I didn't really understand what people really wanted to see. So
you've been real quiet over there, Trill. Did you have any opinions on the gameplay?
Truthfully, I want my minute 30 back, because I was waiting. I was doing something like an actual gameplay, like you showed in the general chat, and I just seen it like just cutscenes. That's all I seen. Truthfully, I just wasted my time.
Yeah,
like you saved it for the end, you hyped it up, and again, it was just really more of an extension to the
early in the morning.
But did it kill your hype of the game?
Yes, I said it did. I was
like completely? Like, you don't care about the game anymore?
No, I said I'm gonna play it, but any excitement that I had for this gameplay, like after seeing that, I'm just like, bro, like I'm not excited anymore.
I was just annoyed that like they hyped it up for a week and then I got up in the morning for nothing. Like it was 11 a.m. on the East Coast. It was 8 a.m. on the West Coast. Like people on the West Coast was mad. Like you
I guess
get up for that shit.
Maybe that's why I wasn't upset by it. Like I woke up after everything had happened, so I was
people got up to see
what
that
happened?
Shit.
And I watched it. I was like, this seems. Yeah, I was like, and I looked at it. And I was like, this seems all right. I mean, you know, it's not fully that, but I mean, at least I got an idea of like what it actually looks like in game. Like, it looks beautiful. So I'm like, I guess from like if this was like the visuals of Valhalla, I'm impressed. It's a beautiful looking game. I will give them that. But yeah, I do agree. Like, can you show me like what is the hidden blade? Like, how does the hidden blade work? Show me the RPG stats. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
What's new?
Was there a throwing mechanic in Odyssey? Like throwing, like how they have the hammer, what is it called, the tomahawks? I think it was in 3, wasn't it?
I don't remember. You could throw your knife and like teleport though.
Yeah, we don't talk about that mystic shit. Okay.
That shit was fire. I hope I get Thor's hammer in Valhalla.
The problem you have it is like the end game item.
That's why I liked Odyssey. That shit was goofy and it was silly. And
here's the question. Do you think they're gonna go a mystical route? Like, do you think they're gonna actually
Absolutely. They showed Odin in the trailer. Absolutely.
They showed a bird.
That was Odin. That was Odin.
That's a bird. That's a bird, bro. That's not Odin.
The dude that had the hood on and then turned into the lightning and then the bird. That was Odin, Negro.
That wasn't Odin. Okay.
Go look at the trailer and look at the entire comment section's wrong. I even said that. I was like, yo, that's Odin.
No, I'm
somebody in my Twitch chat said, because he was familiar with like Viking culture or whatever. He said that was a sign of like good luck in Viking culture when Odin appeared on the battlefield. That's
what the Eye of Raven is basically Odin watching over you. He's basically approving it. He's watching the battlefield. Yeah, I play God of War. Niggas ain't special.
So you agree that there's gonna be mystical shit in there?
No, I'm just stating that, like, how do you know if it's mystical or how do you know it's not just hallucination, like somebody assuming that's Odin? You know what I mean?
I feel that it could be that.
Like it could be like they could do a realistic take where they, like remember like Hellblade was? Oh, you didn't play that. JG knows. Hellblade is like the idea of like it has all this quote unquote mystical shit, but then you end up realizing it's not. None of it actually is real. Like it's just folklore and like people who don't understand. Like
we're talking about Ninja Theory. We're talking about Ubisoft. They're famous for copying and pasting games.
You're right. I'm sorry. I expected more.
Climb the tower.
I apologize.
Climb the tower. I apologize. The area. This is Ubisoft.
I apologize.
We're talking about.
I'm sorry. I just kind of wanted Ubisoft to be better. I apologize. I take it back. You're right. It's just gonna be.
I enjoyed.
It's just gonna be Odin. Things go boom. I apologize.
Whatever. If you get a big ass hammer with some thunder on it, you could knock a nigga upside the head. You gonna love that shit. I don't want to hear it.
I will front. I will.
This fucking fraud.
I will fuck with it. I won't lie. I will think it's cool.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not gonna say there is, but I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, let's get into this Xbox, the other stuff that they showed off in the Inside Xbox conference. They showed off a game called Bright Memory Infinite. Did that do anything for anybody? It was the first person shooter.
Yes, sir.
It kind of looked like Titanfall. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I played on PC. It's on PC.
Nah, they look like Crysis, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Crysis.
You can wall run in Crysis, JG?
No.
Can you dash in Crysis?
Yes.
Wait, you can?
Yeah.
What the fuck can you dash?
You can do some sort of dash. Yeah.
Crysis is not that great of a franchise. I don't know why we keep talking about that game.
Low key, it's not, but I'm gonna get that remaster though.
It's all about the fucking graphics, bro. That shit is so.
No, man. Activision took from Crysis.
I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna make a Crysis 4. Wait, did they make a Crysis 4?
Nah, but they hinted that another Crysis might be coming.
Are they gonna do a Crysis 4, or do you think they're gonna like remake the entire series?
Nah, I think they're gonna continue to make a 4. We'll see though. But nah, it looked more like Crysis to me. But I get what you're saying with the Titanfall elements. So yeah,
the gun looked like something from Titanfall. Supposedly this game is made by a one-man team. I thought that was pretty cool, like in terms of like production.
It looked really good graphically. Yeah. I'm assuming that was actual gameplay that we were seeing.
That was actual
real gameplay.
I can't confirm looking at it and playing the game. That is actually how the game looks.
Yeah, but that's pretty
except
funny.
for the exception of one cutscene inside of it.
That was like the first thing that they showed in like all the comments on YouTube. We're just talking about gameplay because they were talking about the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that was legit gameplay. Yeah,
when they were talking about Assassin's Creed, it was like I came for the gameplay.
Yeah, like I played the game and I was like, why are you guys?
The first game, gameplay though.
I was like, why are you guys like I was like, yeah, this is actually gameplay. No, it's not. No, I swear. Like, I played the game on PC. It's on Steam right now. That is how the game looks and plays. It's actually
like no,
that.
you can tell with that one. It's like, all right, but yeah, it's just people are upset at Assassin's Creed. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it looks cool though. It looks cool. Like I will try it out.
What about Dirt 5? Is that doing anything for anybody?
Don't care.
Hell yeah.
What?
You into it for real?
Oh, okay.
Hot take.
Oh,
I want that shit to be over.
Sensation. I'm surprised it got to 5 in the series. Who is buying that
They
game?
just show more Forza.
Oh yeah, they did also announce the smart delivery thing where like cross-generational games, there'll be like free upgrades. So you don't have to buy like 2 over. Only thing this doesn't apply to is the EA game, so EA was getting a lot of heat for that shit.
EA. Why you guys do this? Oh.
Yeah. The worst part is like it's like Madden. Motherfuckers is not buying 2 copies of Madden. Humble yourself, Jesus.
I think that was actually the only one though that I thought that they no it wasn't. They were talking about 21 Madden 21 being on the Xbox Series X. My bad. Yeah, that was a smart delivery.
Xbox One exclusive.
Born? Anybody? Yeah, the double game?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know what the fuck this game was.
I have no clue based on that trailer.
It kind of reminded me of Fear, if anybody remember that.
I remember that game, yeah. I gotta see more gameplay before I pass a judgment on that. Then they had Chorus, which was like that space dogfighter game starring that bootleg Wraith. That didn't really do anything for me.
Me neither.
Madden, huh? Yeah, Madden 21, foosball.
Mahomes, he beat the curse. That's all I know.
I know you like this one, Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Ethos. That one.
That shit looked fire.
Yes,
sir. You thought it looked fire?
Yes, sir.
I thought it looked a little stiff.
Yo, shut the fuck up.
You
are not going to disrespect.
I didn't say it didn't look good. It just looked a little stiff. I wasn't blown away the way Ethos talks about it.
To be fair, the first game was pretty stiff, and I can't tell if it's like they're intentionally doing that to make it like the first game, or if it's just like a polished thing. I don't care either way. They can keep it stiff.
So wait, what excited you about this, JG?
Like, first of all, like it just looked good graphically, but like I was saying some of the things that was going on.
That's that UE4, baby.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like this. At first, I like knew that it was Vampire Masquerade because I was like, wait a minute. I was like, okay, like these vampires are here. But when I was seeing some of the things that was going on, I was like, nah, this.
Did they actually show gameplay?
I mean, I think. Well, I don't know because
I'll go look at it again. All right,
look at the definition of it. But no, it looked like in real game things that was going on there.
Did it have a HUD?
No.
Yeah, I watched on this trailer. Yeah, it's some Joker shit. Yeah. At least I know the story's gonna be good based off of this. The trailer's really well written. I will say that it's a very engaging trailer.
You into the vampire stuff, Trill?
No, I'm done with the Twilight stuff type games.
It's not Twilight. It's not. Look. I promise. I swear to God, bro. If there's one thing about this game series, it's that like, please. Like, it is a very dark, very mature game series. Like the first one was really fucking dark, like really mature. Like not like an edgelord. It's not like an edgy game. It's not edgy. It's a very mature with the topics it discusses. Like it's not like what you said, oh, I can get a Thor hammer and I can beat the shit out of it, or I can stake it. Like you can do some crazy shit like that. Like you can rip people's heads off and shit like in the original one and do some like manipulate people to do what you want, kind of like vampire shit. But the thing that Vampire is known for is the story. Oh, this is gameplay. Oh.
Can I kill anybody? Like,
yeah, you can
people?
You could like off the street, you could just be walking around, pick somebody and just literally just kill them if you wanted to. But the main thing is like the rule of the game series is that like vampires aren't supposed to be known to the public. So you have to lure people into like dark alleys or lure them away from public eye and then bite them. And like you could turn people into vampires. Like you can do a lot of cool shit.
Ethos enjoys sucking people up, confirmed.
Wow.
Wow, that was not the take I was gonna say.
Call a C. Anybody? Yeah, bootleg Sea of Thieves. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, this shit looks good.
The Ascent. The Ascent. There was that over the top cyberpunk game. Doesn't look bad, but I know I'm not gonna play it. What about you?
I'm good.
Yeah. The Medium. This is the pro-life the game, I think, pro-choice or pro-life, something like that. This is the one where they're rubbing over the woman's the belly and she had like a demon baby or some shit.
Oh lord, isn't this the Silent Hill dude is working with? on?
I don't know. I ain't playing this shit.
I heard they got the I heard Xbox got the Silent Hill composer to work on this game.
Oh no, is it the horror game? Not interested.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you, a pussy?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I want to play horror games.
I'm glad we got that on record.
Scarlet Nexus, the new RPG beat up action game from Bandai Namco. Hot take. This game is gonna get a 6 out of 10, a 7 at best when the reviews come out, and I would be fucking shocked if it gets an 8 or higher. This game looks like they literally took the assets from fucking, what's that game you and I played, Ethos, with the co-op that's like Dark Souls?
Code Vein?
It looks like they took the Code Vein assets and they was like, you know how we gave you the option to create your own character? Fuck that. We made one for you and we're gonna reuse the assets. Now go play our game. Like, this shit looks like a 6 out of 10 waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But you gonna get it, you gonna play it, it's free.
I don't know. I might pass on that. Like, unless the reviews, unless I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. Unless the reviews come out and they get like crazy, really good reviews.
It looks okay to me.
All right.
It looks really good for an anime game.
Man, that frame rate was dropping on that trailer nonstop. Oh, wait, here come another 6. Here come another 6-month project.
Wait, is Bandai working on it?
Yes, it's a Bandai Namco game. That's why I said 6 out of 10.
Damn, I was hoping you were gonna say no. I was hoping you were gonna say it was something somebody
I said,
else
go
or
look at that trailer
video.
and tell me it does not look like Code Vein. It looks like the same exact game.
It'll be mid. It'll be mid. I'm just
They
excited.
just reusing assets.
When was the last time Bandai made a non-mid game that wasn't fighters?
Did they publish Dragon Ball Fighters, I think?
Yeah, I said beside fighters.
No, never mind. Yeah. No.
Was Xenoverse 2 on that?
I went back and played Xenoverse like last year. That game does not hold up. It's not very good. That camera's ass. I think
It is.
I think we had Dragon Ball nostalgia when that shit came out. Like, it was cool to create your own character, but like going
There's
back,
no
the game
Dragon Ball
wasn't
Z
very
games, right?
good. Like,
Yeah, there's no other Dragon Ball Z games at the time, right?
yeah, there was no other Dragon Ball Z games. Like, I think
Black?
I would have gave it an 8 back then, but like now I'd probably give it a 6. Like, it's not terrible, but it's another Bandai Namco game. Second Extinction, that was the dinosaur game. You want to shoot some dinosaurs?
That looked kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I played it if we get it for free.
That looked like Left 4 Dead, but
Left 4
without
Dead with
zombies.
dinos.
Yeah,
Dinos.
Left 4 Dead with dinos. Like, that's what it looked like.
That shit would be fire if you can get a mod for it. What's the dinosaur from the Flintstones? Just shoot out of the
I don't know that.
Dino mod. Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah, if we get a Dino mod, that would be fire. Just shoot a bunch of dinos. I know JG's excited about this one, the Yakuza Like a Dragon. Eh? What's that doing for you?
No, I don't know about that turn-based gameplay.
Oh, it's turn-based?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it does say that in the article.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Yakuza. I thought they could do no wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I still got to catch up before I even get to that. So we'll see. I'm not going to totally dismiss it, but before this trailer even came out, like, somebody told me, they were like, man, the new Yakuza is going to be turn-based. And I was like, oh, no, I don't know about that one. Like, after all these years, you just go to turn-based. Like, I thought that we were getting away from that. So I understand they're like trying to do something new, but I'm just not a fan of trying to do something turn-based, trying to beat up people turn-based with like how crazy that game is like now. So I don't know.
Said Final Fantasy don't want to do it, we'll do it.
Yeah, I know, right? We'll go back to it. So yeah, we'll see. But not a fan initially.
You a Yakuza fan, Tro?
No, I'm not.
It's okay. Only JG is. I understand.
Come on, man. Only the enthusiasts love Yakuza. I'll
Remind me of Tekken characters, Jin and Kazuya.
Is that a problem though?
No.
I like them niggas. I'm just,
I actually like them.
making that observation. That's all.
But so overall, I think this Inside Xbox event was kind of lackluster. Supposedly July is supposed to be the big one. They're going to be showing off a lot of stuff. I think people were just mad about the Assassin's Creed thing.
Yeah, and they just let that like trickle down to everything was trash. They were like, we waited all this time. You know what you were doing. You waited until the very end to show us this bullshit.
Oh man.
Yeah, get it together, Xbox. Especially because Sony already messed up with that conference they did. Now Xbox messed up with their conference. Can we get a good conference for next gen? Can we get a good conference? We already don't got E3.
Okay.
Speaking of conferences, so since there's going to be no E3 this year, for those you unaware, it was canceled. The Doritos and Mountain Dew Pope, Jeff Keighley, the creator of the video game awards that happens every December.
His name.
You said what?
Praise be his name.
He decided to create his own event to replace E3. He's calling it the Summer Game Fest. According to him, they're bringing the world together to celebrate video games from the comfort of their home. Summer Game Fest is a seasonal digital video game events from publishers, select playable content, in-game events, and more to be announced. It'll happen between this month, May, and August 2020. Companies that are signed on board such as 2K, Activision, Bandai, Bethesda, Bungie, CD Projekt Red, EA, Microsoft, all the big names or whatever. It sounds like he's basically trying to create something to replace E3, but it will be all online and digital. How are we feeling about this, Tro?
I think it's a great business move to capitalize on the Rona. Great way to get to the pockets. But my personal opinion, I wish 2K would not show their face there because their games are all trash.
2K does more than just NBA 2K. Are you just basing that off NBA 2K?
No, I played WWE 2K. That game is terrible.
Right. You right.
But 2K gave us Mafia 3 though. Come on, man.
That game was boring.
Oh.
Watch repeat.
Whoa. I'm questioning your race here right now, bro. That's 2 games for black people.
Brother, I am woke. I
promise. Wait, 2K gave us BioShock though.
Okay, I'll take that. That's a pass.
XCOM?
Borderlands? I never played Borderlands.
I'm here to say it.
It is mid, but people do love it though.
I don't care. It's mid as fuck.
Okay.
3 was I'm sorry, Steve. It was. That shit was boring as fuck.
They got a few hits under there, but 2K also gave us Evolve, so yeah, they might be trash. But I think this idea is cool. I think everything's moving towards digital anyway. Yeah, like you said, it's a great way to capitalize on. Like I always thought E3's downfall would be E3. I thought it would implode by the practices they're putting in place, but it might explode because Jeff Keighley saw an opportunity as a businessman, and he might come through and just fucking shank them. How you feel about it, Jay?
This was calculated by Jeff Keighley, like, because he already said even before he announced this, which I already knew. Like, as soon as this came out, I was like, yeah, like you had this in your back pocket, because he been said like months ago that he wanted to come to E3. He was like, after all these years of going to E3 every year, I'm not going. This was even before like the Corona stuff. Yeah, so he already knew that he wanted to do this. Like, he just eventually wanted to get away because he's always taken a part of E3 and did like his own thing, like outside of the LA Convention Center every year. So he just wanted to make it into a big thing. But now with E3 officially out of the way, who else is there? So he just took what was not there and was just like, all right, well, I'm going to expand what I already planned on doing in the first place. So there you go. Now we don't know all going to be there, because what was the first thing that they announced? Fucking Fortnite. All right, bro. I don't like. Come on, man. Like, all right, I get it.
He wants himself in Fortnite. That's why
there's nothing to do. But oh my god, we're gonna coordinate with all these different artists, and we're gonna have them do Fortnite concerts. All right, cool. But you got to show me something else, because right now that was already nailed in my book.
You ready for some Death Stranding DLC?
Man, fuck that game. Dumbass game. Shit is a joke.
We'll see how this goes, because there's literally nothing else. So it's going to be a very interesting few months, and we'll see if like something really big gets revealed, and how the companies will take advantage of this platform, quote unquote, to reveal some things.
At bare minimum, shout out to Jeff Keighley. It'll make for some good content, because I'll probably stream all the different events and conferences and shit. Like I had 1,500 people in the stream at like fucking 11 in the morning watching the Xbox event. So people like to watch that type of stuff. At bare minimum, it'll give us something to do. Moving on to the next thing. The Last of Us 2. Lots of news since the last podcast. So since the last podcast, The Last of Us 2, some of the content leaked. Scripts in terms of what's supposed to happen in the story, as well as some cutscenes were leaked online. And then also it was revealed that I guess a disgruntled worker at Naughty Dog was upset because he wasn't getting paid or whatever, so they ended up leaking the content from The Last of Us 2. And the result of all this is magically now it went from, for those of you unaware, the game got pushed back indefinitely. We didn't know when it was going to come back, and they blamed the Rona on this. And now magically the game is coming out next month thanks to these leaks or whatever. I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on here because I've been thinking about this one. And I have to say, the conspiracy, I'm not saying this is true, but the conspiracy theorist in me makes me feel like this was manufactured to build up even more hype and more sales and more drama, because all publicity is good publicity. Because when I think about it, they said that they postponed this game indefinitely, meaning they didn't know when it was going to come out. And then you mean to tell me the shit leaks and all of a sudden because a trailer dropped, all of a sudden they had a trailer done? Come on, bro. I don't know. That seems a little suspicious to me. And now it's coming out. It went from it's never coming out to it's coming out next month. And there's a trailer that dropped. It takes time to cut that shit.
Facts, yeah.
I mean, they could have had the trailer just already ready.
No, because they said they weren't done. They had to. They were polishing the game up. They said that they didn't know when it was going to come out because they still.
Yeah, that's not the same as trailer, right? Like making a trailer. If your game's already done, that means you have most of your cutscenes already done. So you could just easily cut up a trailer, the content you have, right? So I don't think a trailer is gonna take you as long as, like, if you're in the middle of development and you're still building the game, and you have assets missing and you don't have everything fully done, then it's harder for you to make a trailer because then you have to make certain cuts of stuff.
That makes me curious. Let's say they did do it ahead of time. How long ago was this trailer done? That does make me curious. Then,
I mean, if I was them,
because they're all working from home at this point, I don't think they would be able to cut it because you'd have to be trading resources.
Studio, I would have trailers. Marketing would have trailers, or at least an idea of what they're going to drop by June. Because you have to think of this.
So you're saying Ubisoft was ready to finesse us with that gameplay trailer then?
No. I'm saying, well, maybe, but I'm thinking more of, if you're thinking back a couple of months ago before the Rona became a huge issue and everything got locked down, they probably were working on this trailer to prepare for E3. And then because E3 caused everything to fall apart. Because when was this game going to drop originally? Wasn't it June?
I don't remember when it was originally supposed to drop.
It was June. I could have swore it was June. Let me check. I'm almost positive the original release date, it was supposed to come out in March, and then it got delayed until June with Ghost of Tsushima. And then the Rona happened, and then they delayed it. And then because of
it was originally supposed to come out February 21st.
Yeah, and then it got delayed into June. Because I remember there was a delay first.
Okay,
that
yeah,
happened.
You might be right then. Okay.
Yeah, there's one delay that happened, and then they announced and said, and then everyone's like, oh, June. They're like, oh no, that's fine. We're totally willing to wait until June to make sure you guys can polish it. And then the Rona hit in March. Everything went to hell. And so then they officially were like, we don't know because the Rona. Because we don't know what our networking is going to look like. And so they all pushed from home. This is me thinking like as logically as possible. Thus, the news report that a hacker got these files makes sense to me instead of a disgruntled employee. Because if you're dealing with the whole crazy moment of getting tons of people hooked up remotely to work online with a game with source control and everything else, there's bound to be things you didn't think of which could have allowed a hacker to get through and get access to those files. Also, on top of that, if you have a bunch of people who are at home, it could be not even a hacker. Someone who's in the house with a developer or in a house who has access to that developer's computer could access those files. So it's potentially they could have got it, pulled out an Elgato, recorded a lot of it, and then leaked it. That's my theory. That is my current theory.
Nobody 100% knows.
Yeah, nobody knows. And again, there's a whole other 10-hole foil that it's not a hacker. He actually was a disgruntled employee, but Sony's doesn't want it to look like the employees were being we already know they were being
propaganda.
Yeah, but they didn't want push up propaganda that it wasn't employees trying to rise up against their employer due to the horrible work.
Yeah, because another article came out that said there's a lot of disgruntled employees at Naughty Dog that are upset that the game is not going the way that they wanted. It's rumored this game is going to be very blue hair Twitter, very social justice warrior, and a lot of people didn't agree with the direction of the story, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, newsflash, everybody that works with you isn't going to have the same opinions as you. Like people are going to have different opinions, but I read that one too, but they were obviously you work at a job, right? So your job is to do that job, not to complain about what that job wants you to do.
Well, they were saying that it's like a two-man, it's like the higher up, the one or two leaders are basically controlling the entire narrative. It doesn't feel like, obviously when you're working with a team, not all your ideas are going to be implemented, but I guess they were disgruntled. None of their ideas are being implemented. And it's just we're going with what they want.
I mean, that's the nature of business, right? Tell me how many times you've heard that before. The higher ups basically making the call on a lot of things that you feel like they don't know what they're doing or they have no idea, or that you feel they're wrong. What are you going to do about it? You just quit. I
just hope this all leads to Jack 4.
I do too. I don't care. I really don't give a fuck about the whole political side of this shit is going to make it even a bigger shitstorm. Like if you thought Anthem was bad, you thought Mass Effect Andromeda was bad, this is going to be 5 times worse than that. Like I wonder
what they're putting in the game though that's making people feel like it's going to be a SJW game. Like what does that mean?
I know what it is, and
that's right. You watched the leaks, didn't you? Like don't spoil nothing. But what are like? Was it mid to you? Like what did it do for you?
It's a yikes. This is it's gonna be very controversial. Like it is like, and I'm not for all that bullshit. Like I don't, not the SJW shit, but like the whole anti SJW and all that. And just the whole little fight between both of them, like I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Is the game fun? Is the gameplay fun? Do I like the story? Blah blah blah. All that shit.
Where is the gameplay? We keep getting all these fucking Oscar bait trailers. That's another thing.
I mean, there's gameplay out there. You got to look for it. Just search it. There's some.
I remember some old like gameplay from like E3 a couple years ago.
There hasn't been any recent
modern stuff. I mean,
it's just been story stuff, which I get because I feel like Last of Us is really a story based game. Than a gameplay based game. Like people talk about Last of Us because of its story, not necessarily the gameplay of it. So I guess maybe they're just like, oh, we're just going to surprise people of the gameplay, or maybe the gameplay really is bad and they don't want to show it. It could be one of those two things. Who knows? But I guess Trill's seen it too. But I didn't give a fuck because I'm not that in love with I've already been a critic of Last of Us 1 that I don't really give a fuck if I know what happens. So I watched everything. I looked at every single bit of leaked content, and it is going to be very decisive. Like, I'm talking like, you remember like Mass Effect 3 ending? Times that by like 20.
So wait, you saw the ending?
I saw the end. Well, a lot of it's like out of context, right? Like I basically got to see the ending and a big, huge plot point that like, it's very, without spoiling, it's very.
Was this footage in HD?
Yes. It is straight up from the dev console. Like you see.
That's crazy.
It is straight from like the development files. It is not some like, someone got an early copy of the game. It is straight up like, from in debug mode. They just went to certain scenes and they played the full scene out. There's even gameplay, so you can see that. Oh, another thing which the positive of this was they announced and said there was going to be no multiplayer, but there's actually footage of the multiplayer, of them debugging and showing it and shit. Testing it. So it does exist and they are working on it. So that had me actually excited because I got to see what the game looked, and it's very ambitious from what it looks like. So at least if the story is going to piss everybody off, at least from a standpoint of the multiplayer, it looks kind of fire. So that has me excited to at least want to play the game, is at least to play the multiplayer again. The single player, I think if you don't really care that much about the story and you care about the gameplay of the single player, you might not care and be fine with it. But if you're one of these people who are really uptight about blue hair Twitter and like SJWs and shit, it's going to trigger the fuck out of you. So
okay, so answer me this though, since because we talked about this on the last podcast as well, and I was like, I'm not going to spoil it for myself, because I do care about the story, because I'm a single player.
I hate men, the video game.
Right. So for how long have we known each other? At least for a good 5 years, right?
I know you for a very long time. Yes.
Okay, so do you feel like I would get upset at this?
No, because you're a more stable human being than some other people who are gamers. The people who get upset about this are the very dramatic sort of politics in my video games. I don't like politics in my video games. That type of angle. If you're like that type, you're
close-minded people. Close-minded people. People who don't believe that a character should exist unless it drives some type of plot point. You know, the type of people that get mad. Yes, why is there a black character in the game? He doesn't add anything to the story. They don't understand that black people are allowed to exist.
Yes, and that take is going to be the take about this game. But
fuck those people.
So okay, but
so it's not going to piss me off either then.
Well, okay, so you see, that's the thing. See, so this is me speaking from a writing standpoint, right? So if you take away the agenda aspect, right, and you think of it from a writing standpoint, the thing that they do, so like me not being a bigot or something like that, and me just objectively looking at the script, the thing that they do is very decisive outside of the agenda thing. What they decided on doing is like, I don't think even smart from a writing standpoint. I think it's Mass Effect 3 levels of writing bad. It is like that. Yeah,
crazy,
it is like
loopholes.
That.
Plot holes.
Yeah, and I won't go further because if I go further, you're probably gonna be able to figure out what it is. But like, what best I could advise people is stay away from anything Last of Us 2. Like if you really care about the game, don't look at trailers, don't go on Twitter and click on tweets, don't go through forums, don't go through any threads on Twitter, because like the people who hate this game for the agenda are going to spoil it for you. They're going to make sure you will not have any enjoyment enjoying it. Like that is their mission. So if you care about, literally just black out, mute all Last of Us words. Don't look at any videos about it. Don't look at any images about it. Just like mute it completely and just go about your business and act like the game doesn't even exist until it comes out. That's the best advice I can give you. And then just play it. Don't look at Twitter when the game comes out. Just play it for yourself. And then like, kind of like how Mass Effect was, just like turn your brain off, lock yourself out, lock yourself away from society and just play the game. And then think about what you just watched, and then you'll be able to figure out.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of indifferent about this game, but like you giving this level of like insight sounds spicy. It's kind of exciting.
It is one of those things where I feel like even I didn't care that much about Last of Us 2. Like I wasn't even gonna pick it up day one until like they added multiplayer. It's gonna be one of those things kind of like Death Stranding, where it's like it's gonna be so decisive that people are gonna be curious to at least see it for themselves. Like how like is it really a dumpster fire? It's gonna be like that. So yeah.
Okay. Well, at bare minimum, could you say whether or not you liked it, what you saw?
No, I didn't like it. And you know me, like I don't care about all that SJW bullshit and arguing and then people going back and forth about that shit. Like,
it's interesting.
Even me, I don't like what they decided on doing. So like that kind of, I'm not gonna lie, what I saw really killed my entire excitement, any excitement I had for game. And it was kind of.
What did you just say? Did you say for games or that game? You killed your excitement. Okay. It sounded like games.
Yeah, like you already know. Like even from the moment this game was announced, I had no like extreme hype for the game. Like
same, I'm indifferent about it.
I kind of like. I was like, I'll play it because like it'll probably be something just to play.
It's a moment in history.
It's a moment in history, so I feel like I should play the sequel to like a big game and see and be part of the discourse about it. But what I saw kind of was like, oh my God, like they did not really do that. And then I'm hoping, what I'm praying for is that because all these clips and everything that's leaked is out of context, I'm hoping that there's more inside the game that will flesh it out and make what I saw make sense to me and be okay with it. Like those like really emotional moments and stuff like that, like everything combined, the whole experience, the journey of it all will, even with this like, what I saw that was very decisive will like alleviate my concern about it. But if it's not there and what I saw is exactly what it is in context, it's going to be Mass Effect 3 bad. It's going to be very bad. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be one of those things where you play it once and you're never going to want to play it again.
We're into the PS4 era on a bang.
We're gonna tell you when they're ending it, they're definitely ending on a bang. The good news is that Ghost of Tsushima comes out directly after this, so you can wipe the taste out of your mouth.
Assuming that game is going to be good. Assuming
that game is going to be good, but by all accounts.
I've learned not to assume anything anymore.
Yeah.
Remember Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2.
Hey, 2's good now, okay?
Yeah, it only took 2 years.
It's good now. We wanted to stay good, okay? People want to pay DLC to let that game stay alive.
Any hot takes, JG Trill, on this Last of Us debacle?
For myself, I was highly upset. I even took the bait because I'm a big story guy, and what I've seen.
So wait, did you watch leaks too?
He saw him too, I think.
Don't spoil nothing. Yeah, give them hot takes.
No.
Hold on, real quick. One second.
Wow, this man dropped down into the.
I know, right?
All right, so for those unaware, we're in Discord right now. We have 2 rooms we're recording. This man Ethos pulled Trill down into the other room. I guess he's gonna discuss the. Okay, he's back. He's gonna discuss the spoilers with him. But okay, we're back.
I want to make sure me and him saw exactly
the same thing. Yeah, I got you. Okay,
we did.
Go ahead.
So,
yeah, I was real. That's
great.
You're gonna scream for fun if you care about the story.
I actually like the story. I even got the remaster, played the original. I loved it, and what they did was like what Ethos said. Mass Effect 3 bad is a spit in my face.
Do you feel like this is the result of a company taking itself too seriously?
Yes.
Like Uncharted and now The Last of Us. Like, bro, just give us Jack 4.
They need to make a fun game. They need to make a Jack game.
Get
like
out of your ass,
they need to make a fun game. Like, this game is so fucking serious that it's like It's painful. It's very painful.
Like, people be laughing at me when I be streaming some of these games. Like, I enjoyed playing that Spyro remaster, bro. Like, I miss just fun, silly games like that, dog. Everything don't got to be a fucking Oscar movie, dog.
Yeah. This is definitely yeah.
Interesting. What about you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm actually more hyped. I'm more hyped about this game coming out and just seeing like literally.
This is like
this is gonna be like
No Man's Sky. Remember when we watched the streams when No Man's Sky came out? You want to watch people's reactions?
Yeah, this is gonna be like No Man's Sky, Uncharted fans losing Game of the Year to Overwatch levels of just like people losing their minds. And I just want to sit back, get some nice popcorn, and just watch people just implode when they get to this part. Like, you know, the compilation videos. There's gonna be the most amazing compilation videos when people get to this part and they see that the leak stuff. It's going to, oh man, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I'm excited. I'm hyped.
Hot take, Jay? Any hot takes?
I mean, I'm just like you. Like, I'm even more curious to find out what it is. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious to go watch the spoilers now.
Like, you really don't care.
I don't care about the story, really. Like, I'm curious now.
I say, look at it. Just look. Like, it's not gonna. If you just care about the gameplay, just look at it, and then like just talk with. You can talk with me afterwards. It's gonna like. You're just gonna be like, holy shit.
The only reason I'm not gonna watch the spoilers is I gotta give the people what they want. Because if it's as bad as what you say, I want the reaction to be raw and real when I'm streaming it.
Or what you do is
this is a potential uninstall video right here. I can't let the content go.
You could do is you could record you watching the leaked and then save it for after the game comes out and then play.
Nah, I don't even want to risk that, because if they find out I looked at that leak, I don't even want to risk that. Like, if there's a way for them to tell, I wouldn't risk that.
Yeah, keep it authentic.
It's I'm
gonna keep it authentic for the content.
Yeah, it will be.
Earth 2 me wants to look at it though.
It will be definitely like. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a BioWare fan, so controversy and BioWare go hand in hand. I'm used to it. This is Armageddon. This is gonna be Armageddon.
You think this is the potential downfall of Naughty Dog?
So you know how Mass Effect, BioWare took a huge credibility dive after Mass Effect 3, and like people don't think they can make a good game ever again? Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like that for Naughty Dog.
This is the slippery slope, basically. It could.
This is the like, if it really is overblown and people are like, I'm okay with it, or oh no, I like this, or like maybe the leaks are wrong and they're out of context, or Sony does something as crazy as like they delay the game and they change the ending, kind of like with Mass Effect. Like if they change the ending or they change what the content, maybe like it'll be redeemed. But like if it just is what we saw and just its form that it is right now, if I think about that and I add on top of that the crunch that happened, and I add on top of that the article of veteran Naughty Dog team members leaving the company during the development of Last of Us 2 because of how insane it was to develop, I could see Naughty Dog literally becoming like literally the exact same conversations I had with BioWare will happen with Naughty Dog. Like they're gonna get no one will say Naughty Dog is the best developer in game right now. Like CD Projekt will basically prove without a doubt this year that they are the best game developer. Like no doubt in my head. So.
Okay, you said the tides are shifting. It's a new era.
Yeah, because I know right now people argue and say it's between Naughty Dog, CD Projekt Red, and I think we've talked about this. That like if Cyberpunk comes out, it pretty much cements CD Projekt Red as GOATs. I
don't know. I'd put a Respawn above Naughty Dog.
Yeah, I would too personally because of their pedigree with Call of Duty too.
But I know it's different genres, but like because they make mostly multiplayer. But with after Star Wars, I just mean like I think we gotta give Respawn their flowers.
Yeah, I just mean like their whole gaming history and stuff like that, and what they brought to gaming. It was astronomical. And Naughty Dog, I mean, they did too. They created like some big hits and some big sellers. But I think this is gonna be. I think this is like. I don't know if this is just the evil side of me thinking this or talking this, but I feel like this feels like vindication for the years where I had to argue with people telling about how I felt that Naughty Dog wasn't like their games weren't that like all that in a bag of chips.
I almost uninstalled Jak 2. Like it's not as good as I remember.
Yeah,
that shit fucking sucks. And Jak 3 is awful. I did uninstall it.
I think this is gonna make people fall through the clouds and realize like it wasn't as rosy as they thought it was. Jak
and Dexter still amazing. It stands the test of time. It's my favorite now. Jak 2 used to be my favorite. Jak and Dexter stands the test of time. And then Uncharted, I was just never a big fan, but they're all right games. I'll give them that. Like, I understand why people like it.
I don't think they're like,
Naughty Dog is just not as good as people think. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think
Bandicoot's overrated.
Masterpieces that are the best that I've ever seen in gaming. Like, I'm not even close, but they're good. They're good in their own aspects. Like, maybe preference wise, not my favorite types of games. I'm more like an RPG guy.
Spicy. I love it. I love it.
It's going to be spicy. I just can't wait till this game comes out and we have a podcast about it. It's gonna be fun. That's all.
You said the whole podcast gonna be about that shit.
Literally, I feel like a whole podcast could be dedicated to just that alone. That's
insane, bro. The way that this guy is talking, man.
I can't believe I'm hyping it in a negative fashion. But like Trill saw, like Trill, I think Trill. Do you think I'm like overhyping it, or you think like?
No, you're reacting perfectly. You're reacting.
I don't think you're being negative though. I think what you're saying is, I'm not saying whether or not you'll like it or hate it, but I know you're gonna react you're gonna feel some type of way towards it.
There will be a reaction. Anybody who sees this and doesn't feel anything, I won't believe it. I just won't. Like, you have no soul. Like, they're like, there will naturally be a reaction by anybody who played the first game and plays this game, because they're just two different types of games from what I've seen. And it's just gonna be a reaction. Whether it's positive or negative depends on the person, but no one will just play this game and be like, it was all right. I refuse to believe that. It's gonna be you liked it or you hated it. That's it.
That's crazy.
Depression. I swear,
yeah.
Depression.
I don't want to continue to keep going with this because the show is almost going on 2 hours, so we got to wrap this one up. We got a couple more things to run through.
End it there.
No, I got a couple more things. We probably won't even talk about that much. PS5 will reportedly be able to instantly run demos. You can just go into the store and instantly play them. That's the rumor. It's not confirmed. What does that do for y'all?
Cool, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, cool, I guess.
I feel like it makes demos. I actually think it is a cool feature. It'll make demos relevant again, because that's kind of always been my problem. Like, you mean to tell me I gotta download 10 gigabytes? I don't care how fast my internet is. I don't care about no damn demo, a 30-minute, 1 hour demo. But like, I'd be more inclined to try demos if I can instantly just run them. So I think that actually is a pretty cool feature, especially for people with slow internet.
That's pretty dope. It's called anything over the Xbox Series X. That's a good thing for PS5, I guess.
Yeah, they both got to show us something. And then Microsoft has already confirmed that they're working on improving the UI. I honestly just put this on the show notes because check it out. People always make fun of me when I try to uninstall games on the Xbox and I struggle to uninstall, and they'll be like, "You're fucking stupid, bro. It's so easy." Listen, man, just because you learn to tolerate the Xbox One's UI doesn't mean it's good. It fucking sucks. It's not intuitive, bro. You got to shuffle through 1,000 menus to uninstall something and figure out where something is. And Microsoft has confirmed they said our UI sucks and they're working on improving it. Just go back to the 360 UI, bro. Keep it simple. Like, some things, if it's not broken, don't fix it. That's what I like about the PS4 UI. It's just simple. Just a couple things that you swipe through. But fucking Xbox, oh my God. It's like playing hopscotch on your damn monitor. All these damn panels you can jump through and shit. It's awful. So Xbox, I don't know what they're going to do. How do y'all think they could improve the Xbox interface?
I don't have an Xbox, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's right. Nobody has one. They don't have any games. My bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
do you have one, Trill?
Yeah, I have one. Sadly, I have the OG. For my opinion, it changes way too much, but just keep it basic. All they do is keep changing it around. Keep forgetting how to fucking download stuff and fucking uninstall stuff. I just think they need to put like settings like basically like how Xbox 360 used to be.
Keep it gaming.
Keep things simple. And then last but not least, there's a rumor that a Mass Effect remaster is in the works, and it's even rumored to be even coming to Switch, but it would come to the Switch at a later date. What's that doing for you, Ethos?
Years we waited, we asked, we begged, we said, please give us a Mass Effect remaster. I don't care what it is, the most expensive version, EA, I'm gonna buy it. Okay, I've accepted this. I don't care how much you throw Mass Effect through the dirt, I'm gonna buy every game because I love that series too much. So I mean, I know everyone's highest expectation is they want it to be like, sounds more like a remake, like they want to update the combat, but I'm gonna be a realist here. I doubt they're gonna change the combat of the original ones. They might like clean it up, add controller support for the OG since they didn't have that for PC. Update the 4K textures, update the textures, make sure the environments look good. Give it a nice little cleaning. But I highly doubt they're gonna go as far to like redo the entire combat system.
I wasn't expecting like Final Fantasy VII like remake.
Yeah,
but
if
like,
it is like remake now,
Andromeda's gameplay, that would be fire with the original story.
I'll pay $120 for that.
Yeah,
easily, no doubt about it.
I hope it's not just they upscale the resolution. Like I hope they actually improve the textures.
I hope they actually clean it up. Like I hope they do like they did with like Modern Warfare Remaster, not the remake, not the reboot, but how they actually remastered it. They updated the models, the textures, the lighting, the effects. Like if y'all do that at bare minimum and it runs well, I'm willing to play it all over again with a new coat of paint. I'm totally fine with that.
It's just a rumor. It hasn't been confirmed, but all the major sites are publishing articles.
No, I'm not even gonna take that. It is gonna happen.
Well, I was gonna get to it. So like, yeah, I remember last year when I was at EA Play, I was on the bus with AJ. And like we were talking, and I was like, yo, y'all putting all these shitty games out. I was like, what's up with a Mass Effect remaster? I was like, the people would love that shit from EA. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he just smiled, and then that was like the end of the conversation. So I'm not saying it's confirmed, but I will say I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because when I asked somebody at EA about that shit, they just smiled, and that was a year ago. So
now JG can actually play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was told on the stream yesterday that if they do it, then yeah, I gotta play it now. So I was like, all right, I'll do it.
All the people, all my friends who said, "Oh, I feel like I missed the bus," now y'all niggas ain't got no excuses. Now it's coming out. Now you can play it on the newest platforms, and it looks good. Now you can finally see the greatness.
Yeah, that is Mass Effect. Yes, sir. That's all I got on my show notes. Anybody got anything else they want to add to the conversation before we wrap it up?
No, let me get
good because I gotta pee. All right, Untrue, you're the guest of the show, so you got the show floor. What is your closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 98? Go.
It's been an honor and privilege to be amongst you great people. Just don't forget, mess with me on Twitch at Unrealistic, aka the Unrealistic Gamer. Fuck with your boy. I'm out.
True. JG, you got the floor. Closing statement for Gaming Illuminati episode 98. Go.
Is there another amazing podcast? I just want to make an announcement since I have the floor. Merch is coming. This is not a real merch. It's coming. Just give me a little time. We're going to wrap this up and make this official announcement for you all. But I know it's been a while. You all been asking for merch, and we finally got it. So there you go.
Ethos, you got the floor. Closing statement, episode 98. Go.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you so much to Trill for stopping by. I appreciate you. Shout out to everybody in the comments that said I was fucking stupid for thinking that Doom Eternal was a chess game. I just want to say you're all fucking stupid, and I'm smarter than all of you.
What was the explanation behind it? Did anybody specifically say why they thought you were stupid by that?
No, that's the problem with your fucking chat. They're stupid.
Because I'm playing Doom Eternal right now. I'm like halfway through, and it definitely is a chess game. I get what you were saying. It's definitely a chess game. There's strategy to it.
I hate to tell you, bro, but demo is stupid, bro. Like a lot of them are fucking stupid. So anybody in the comments who said I was stupid for saying that,
he's not saying all our listeners are stupid, but some of you definitely are.
No, I'm not saying. The people who commented that or liked up those comments, you are stupid.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like I saw a comment like a few months ago that hurt my soul. Like somebody wrote in the comments of one of my YouTube videos, and he said that he was like, I just realized what your intro means when you call yourself the Black Hokage, aka TBH, and to be honest, he's like, yo, it's like a double entendre. I feel so slow. He's like, that was so clever. And the crazy part to me is I literally thought of that intro in like 30 seconds, like when I first decided to change my name, and it took people years to understand that. I'm like, yo.
Are we saying stupid?
Like, yo, dude, oh my god, bro. What it is, man. We love those who support us. We ain't talking about all y'all.
If the shoe fits, if
the shoe fits, bro. If it don't apply, let it fly. I think I'm gonna end that with that being my closing statement. And also, if you want to be on the next episode of the podcast, patreon.com/GI updates. It's also the best way to join our Discord. So make sure to back us on Patreon if you want to appear on the next episode. I got some ideas on how we're gonna step up the podcast, maybe some IRL shit. I gotta get my bands right, you know what I'm saying? But we trying to step it up. JG got the merch and shit. Other than that, make sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Best way to help us grow. We move up in the algorithm. We get new listeners. We appreciate you guys listening. And if you're watching the video version, make sure to hit the like button. And we will see you guys on the next episode of the Gaming Illuminati podcast. Peace.